Welcome to the VLenore Show. Here we will discuss lifestyle, beauty, celebrity gossip, and current events in our own way, my way, freestyle. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Woo, baby. We are back, baby. We back, child. It was hard getting back, but we back. Honey, I was on the phone with AT&T for over an hour. Okay? They get on my damn nerves. Okay? I was having so much trouble with this phone. So I have a new phone, right? And my new phone has a new number, so it's like for my business line. But what I wanted to do was have two numbers on the same phone because I was looking crazy walking around here with three phones because I got a phone for my job. I had a personal phone, then I have a phone for my business. So I wanted to get my personal and my business on one phone. That's all I wanted. They tried this mess 2 weeks ago, or a little, roughly about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Thought it was fixed, never was. Phone wouldn't ring. If somebody called me on my personal line, they were going to go straight to voicemail. So it didn't say anything like disconnect. It was definitely connected, right? It's saying it's going to voicemail, but it wasn't ringing. There was nothing I could do to make it ring. I couldn't make the old phone ring with it. It wasn't ringing on the new phone. So, child, so I've been on the phone since 7 p.m. No, that's a lie. 7:30. I've been on the phone since 7:30. Just got off the phone with them 10 minutes ago. I was like, y'all, don't mess with me. Because then they were like, oh, well, ma'am, you might have to come in. I was like, are you serious? I won't be able to come in there before Tuesday. So, child, long story short, they got it situated finally 10 minutes ago. So anyway, I'm glad y'all were patient, okay? I hope it's going to be worth it because I haven't seen this damn interview. So I don't know if it's worth it or not. I know this sucker is like, it's an hour long. You know how long it takes us to get through a 30-minute show, let alone a damn hour. So we just going to hope for the best. I'm going to pray that he going to give us some real tea. But if I get too bored with this shit, we're going to cut him off and we just going to talk, okay? Because, anyway, but who's in here? Hey, Diva Ray. Hey, Black But Not Bitter. Hey, the Elite Diva. Only Me 23. Tam, Minding Business. Jackson Tabasco. Noli, your girl. Hey, TC. How are you? And the Real VB. Hello, everybody. Okay, please hit the like button. Thank you. Okay. Jesus. Not today, devil. I done already told your ass. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone, damn it. All right, now. So let's get into it. How many of you guys remember? Actually, I wonder, you know what? I should have looked up to see if we can find the video of Kevin Hart talking about he was extorted. Hold on, let's see if we can find that. I should have thought about that. Uh so Kevin Hart, this was shoot. I'm trying to think how long ago that was. I think it's been like a few years. Um let's see if I can find the video. The video where Kevin comes out here talking ish. Oh, I think it's this one. Yeah, we got a couple things here we could pull up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. All right. So hold on. Let me get this one. Let me see. This is comedy hype. Mm, this isn't the video I was looking for, but it looks like Kevin might be talking on it. Hold on. No, it's not. Okay, that was when they were on there. So let me just give you a recap, quick recap. So a few years ago, and let me see this one. Nope, that doesn't tell me. Let me see. It was 2017. Damn, y'all, it was that long ago. So 2017, Kevin Hart goes on a little weekend trip. Now, mind you, that does make sense because his wife was pregnant and it was her birthday weekend, I want to say. It was either her birthday weekend or their anniversary. I want to say it was her birthday weekend. So she's pregnant. I'm guessing they spent some time for her birthday or whatever. And then he decides he's gonna go on a weekend trip to Vegas with some friends. Okay. So this is at least the story we hear. He's invited to go on this trip with some friends. There's some guys, they get a private jet, and then there's some girls on the plane when he gets there. So the girls, they all hang out. They get to Vegas, and they're all hanging out. Now, damn, I really should have thought about this earlier because I remember seeing the video of Kevin at the club or whatever. He's, connected with this one girl in particular. He meets her, talks to her a little bit on the plane, but once they get to Vegas, he's all up in her face. And I'm saying that because we could see it. There was video footage of him in the club, all, talking to the girl, all up in her face, not like a married man should be in her face. Now, is he kissing her? Is he touching her? Not that I can recall, but he's very close to her. Obviously, they they hollering at each other. All right. Well, evidently, after that, they go back to the hotel and she goes and stays with him. They have, relations in the room and whatnot. And evidently, because we also got to see the actual video, I wonder if Kevin just didn't scrub this damn. Let me see. Damn it. Let me see. Let's see. Is that video out here? Oh, is this it? Oh no, that's from his show. He must have been talking about it in the show. Nope, that's not it. So anyway, we get glimpses of said video where evidently there was some sort of hidden camera, right? There's a hidden camera, and you can see remnants of him, basically having sex with this girl in the room. Well, after it was over with, he comes out. What'd you say, a lady 747? V, you forgot the part where she spilled his drink and right. Right. And Lady 747 said, V, you forgot the part where she spilled his drink and then tied him down and raped him. Okay. You would have thought that's what had happened. All right. And that's exactly how he made it sound, like somebody just wrangled him in, lassoed his ass, and drug him to the damn hotel room and stripped his clothes off and forced relations upon him. Okay, that's what you would have thought that, right? So we were able to see some of the remnants of that happening. Oh wait, is that here? No, it's not there. You know what? I bet Kevin done scrubbed this mother sucker. Ooh, money is a wonderful thing, ain't it? Just erase your whole life if you need to. My God, today. So, anywho, so there we get to see this video that comes out of him. You know, we get little pieces of it, right? And you can tell he's having sex. It's definitely Kevin Hart. I want to say there was some. I think we even heard his voice, if I remember correctly, right? So, long story short, after that trip, he comes out here, goes live out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. Didn't nobody know shit. The only way we found out about any of this shit was because Kevin Hart himself came out here and told us that someone he trusted, someone he was his friend, had somehow set him up and was extorting him for money. They were extorting him and said that we got this tape of you, you cheated on your wife. And if you don't pay us so many millions of dollars, we are going to expose it. And your wife is going to be mad, and your public, your fans are going to be mad. So he came out here to tell us this all happened and said he is not going to let somebody do that to him. He's going to own his shit. He did some things he know he shouldn't have done. He asked forgiveness from his family, and he's sorry. Now, all he had to do was go home and tell his damn wife, right? If this had happened in the way in which he said, why come out here and tell us before you even tell your wife? Huh? So then he goes, and says all this. He's been trapped. They're trying to trap his ass. Later, we find out that he's blaming J.T. Jackson. J.T. Jackson was his friend, right? J.T. Jackson, also an actor. Excuse me, he was an actor. He had an acting career. He had done a lot of small parts, but literally right before this happened, I remember seeing him on it was a movie on Netflix starring he and Marlon Wayans. It was about a wedding or something. Y'all remember that? And he was like the best man at the wedding. So he had a larger part than I'd ever seen him, have. And it was I thought it was a cute little movie, actually. So come to find out, he's saying it's JT, that JT has set him up, and he done turned JT's name, the video, and all of these supposed text messages or emails, or whatever the hell he received in correspondence, over to the FBI. Okay. Basically after this man loses his career, impacts his family, because his wife, I think he was newly married at the time. I don't think he had been married very long. And it stressed everybody out in his family. Now they impacted his livelihood because that man hasn't acted since that day. Not that I know of. And I want to say, he said he lost his career because Kevin Hart lied on him. Lied on his best friend, or one of his best friends. Then he even did a documentary that was also on Netflix, where he doubled down talking about he felt so betrayed and he couldn't believe his friend had done that. And Kevin likes to run with a whole crew of dudes, right? The Plastic Cup Boys, who are also some comedians, and they all roll out. And when he does shows, he brings them along. He includes them in things. He has them on his, his he had a YouTube channel. I never really see much on going on over there. He had the Sirius FM channel, and the Plastic Cup Boys, they would do all kinds of stuff and with him. And so if he's on tour, he brings them on. They open up for him. All that, he really hooks them up. And JT is the same. He would, hook up JT and stuff. But now he done told this damn a lady said, it's the Plastic Cup Boys, not the red cup. Not the Solo Cup Boys. It's the Plastic Cup Boys, okay? So, not the non-funny crew. You a mess. You are a mess. Anyway, so now they're all in this documentary, and now, mind you, this is when I really said, "Oh, this nigga is an asshole." Okay, he was already an asshole, if you ask me. The fact that he's setting up his friend, but we didn't know it was a full-blown setup at the time. We're thinking he's an asshole because he's cheating on his wife on her birthday weekend while she's pregnant. And when I say pregnant, I want to say she was like 8 months pregnant. Like she pregnant. Like no joke kind of pregnant shit. Okay. So we hear all that. We see all that. So we're thinking whatever. So when he does this documentary, he and the Plastic Cup Boys, they kind of talk about it. And Kevin kind of talks about, he was hurt. He was devastated. The Plastic Cup Boys, they felt, like Kevin had been done wrong. And everything was just terrible how Kevin had been treated. Right? Okay. But I knew he was an asshole in watching that damn documentary when he went off on another friend. He had a trainer that was traveling with him as well, was a part of this whole documentary. The trainer was his buddy. Like he working out with this dude every day. So when Kevin would travel, the dude would travel with him to train him. And he would also hang out with him. They were cool. They had a good friendship, whatever. Until one day Kevin gets drunk on one of the flight. I think they were on a flight. They were on a private jet, who knows where they were going. But they're all on there. And he starts humiliating this man. Kevin's been drinking, and he starts saying shit like, you ain't got shit. You ain't got a house. You ain't got nothing. You ought to have some money. Why ain't you got money? You ain't good. Like basically trying to play the guy like, in other words, you ain't got money like me, and you ain't got a house, and you ain't got this, and you ain't got that. Like all this. He's just going in to the point where they almost get in a scuffle, and all the dudes have to jump in. He humiliated that man. And then after that shit happened, they aired it. So my thought is, even if that shit happened, this is your documentary. This is your documentary. You knew you were filming the documentary when you were being an asshole and trying to humiliate the man. Okay. And then after all that shit breaks down, if you really were sorry about how you acted, because he was the one who started that shit, it was foul. How many did y'all see that documentary? That shit was foul. I was hurting for the dude. And anyway, they men are different because a lot of times they can do all that. They can even get physical and then walk away, shake hands and shit. I can't. So he humiliates that man. And then, Danielle said, yes, she saw it. A lady, 747 said, I saw it. It was foul. It was foul as fuck. It was not cool. It was not necessary on any level. All he had, if he legit was sorry about the situation, he could have had them cut that out. But no, he wanted us to see it. I think it was, if it's true that there are humiliation rituals out here in the world, then that would have been one. Okay? Because if you ask me, I feel like Kevin always humiliating somebody. He done humiliated his first wife. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, he humiliated the second one by going out and even putting on this whole stunt, because I believe the whole shit was a stunt to some degree. So anyway, they get into it and they make up or whatever. I don't know. Ain't no way in hell I could have worked for that dude again. Fuck him. At that point, he was an asshole to me. So, nevertheless, back to JT and him. He turns over this information to the FBI, says that he has been extorted, only to find out that Kevin's the one who set the shit up. All charges got dropped after damn near 2 years. This man had lost his livelihood and everything. And for 2 years, he sat up there worried about whether or not he going to have to go to prison for for whatever, a good portion of his life or what have you. They dropped those charges, and then something else was still kind of lingering, I think, for a minute. And then I guess everything got cleared. So now that guy is suing Kevin. I want to say for like 17 million. We'll hear the exact amount here in a minute. But the bottom line is this. He's an asshole. Okay? He is. He's a little itty bitty asshole. All right? And even though all that has happened, now here's the other thing I want to bring up, because people seem to have forgotten. I haven't forgotten that a couple years later, I don't know, was this during the pandemic? It had to be during the pandemic. Kevin has a new little sports car. Y'all remember this? I don't know what kind of car it is offhand, but I know it was a 2-seater. All right, it's a 2-seater. And so he's in the car. It's him, his trainer, his physical trainer, which is not the trainer from before. So evidently that dude don't work for him no more, and I don't blame him. Okay. So he's in the car. It's him and his new trainer, and that trainer's either his girlfriend or the trainer's wife. Okay. Now they're driving, and the car's new, like a day or so old, new, like it's real new. And they going for a ride. It's nighttime, and they're speeding. Okay. And then all of a sudden, he hits something. I don't know if the car gets turned. I think the car flips over and some shit. Like it's a bad accident. Okay. Now, while this is happening, at the same time, oh, what did you say, T. Danielle? He does still work for him? Then who was that damn, that's right, his name was Boss. Then who was this other trainer then? Because this other trainer was not Boss. And I want to say he was a white guy. I want to say it was a white guy. I think it was a white guy, white girl, or something. They were other. They weren't black. Okay. So I don't know what that was about, but this was his trainer and the girlfriend. So anyway, so they're in this car, they're speeding around. It's a badass accident. Now, in the midst of while they're driving in this car, his security is tailing them. Okay. So remember how we talked about the president? Well, guess what? Multi-millionaires like this, because he was $150 million man, if so they say. So, he don't really go nowhere without some security. So his security is tailing them while this is taking place. And the car gets in this bad accident. It flips over or something crazy like that. But there happens to be a bystander who comes by. I don't know if the bystander saw the accident or just saw right after the accident happens. The bystander says that when they saw it, the people in the car behind him, which we know to be Kevin's security, came over to the driver's side of the car, pulled Kevin out of the car from the driver's side, pulled him through the window out the car. Why? Because he's the size of a gremlin. Okay, so it didn't take much. They just pulled him out through the window, took him into the truck, because it was like an SUV or whatever, took him in the truck, and then took his ass back home, which was like 2 miles from where they were. Like they weren't far at all. Okay. The other two people are in this. Did I say it was a two-seater? Okay. That meant that two people are in the front and somebody is in that little space in the back. Right? Okay. And so the bystander who comes by and sees this, he's the one who says the car behind them, the guy or guys got out, pulled Kevin out the window, put him back in the truck, and took him SUV and took him back to his house. His wife doesn't know what has happened. She just sees he's damn near passed out almost. He's in pain. He's damn near passed out and whatnot. Okay. Leaves the two people in the car. Okay. Leaves them motherfuckers in the car. Now, when the story is retold, Kevin says that the trainer was driving, the girlfriend was in the other seat, and he had his little gremlin ass in the back. Okay. And in that little space, in the back. It's not a seat. But the bystander was very clear that Kevin was pulled through the window of the driver's side, hit the like button. Okay? Through the driver's seat side of the window, hit the like button. Kevin says that's not what happened. Now, he left them folks for dead in the damn car. And then basically, now this is what I'm saying. Let nobody tell me this. I ain't got no proof of this. But based on information and beliefs, Kevin, don't try to sue me because that's like, trying to get blood from a turnip, motherfucker. You ain't gonna get shit. You're just gonna waste your own money and time, okay? And then I'm gonna sue you back, and then I'm going to have them pull all the fucking records and find that damn witness. Okay, don't play with me because I need some money. So you go right ahead and you fuck with me if you want to. Okay, but my opinion is Kevin paid those people to pretend that they were driving when it was actually clear that the bystander was clear that Kevin was pulled through the window. He said he was in the back. And yes, he was pulled through the window, but they pulled him from the back and pulled him over top of these people and then left their ass there. Either way it goes, they left these people in the damn car for damn dead. It was not cool. Well, I will have you know that we ain't heard shit about that since. Have y'all heard anything about it? Because I ain't heard nothing. I don't know why we ain't heard nothing. I think it's very interesting that we heard nothing. And so it is my belief that he paid those people. I'm sure he had somebody in law enforcement in his pocket as well. And now that we know he besties with Diddy, we know how Diddy moved. So why would we believe Kevin didn't move the same way? Okay. And then Kevin didn't even go to the hospital right away. The security brought him home. Make that shit make sense. Okay. So, in other words, Kevin is trash. Okay. He is. Now, I still will watch it. I will. And I laugh. I do. But that don't mean he's not an asshole. In my opinion, he is. Okay. He's a little asshole, which makes it worse. Okay. He's an overcompensated short asshole. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So anyway, let's first read this article about it, because this this is not about the let's go back, because we're going back to the sex claim and all that shit. All right. I just brought up the thing about the accident because here's 3 times that I know of where Kevin was the asshole in the situation. So he humiliates his friend on a documentary. He claims another one is extorting him and ruins his whole career and livelihood. And then he gets in an accident, doesn't take any responsibility for it, lies his way out of it, leaves his so-called friends in the car, and goes home. All right. Yeah, talking about he broke his he broke something. He hurt himself. Look, as bad as the accident was supposedly, um, I'm sure he was hurt. Hell, I've been in accidents that were less than that. I ain't never been flipped over no damn car. I've been rear-ended, I've been sideswiped, and I have been hit head-on collision in 2016 in particular. Okay. And my ass ain't right now because of that. I mean, honestly, my back ain't been right since, because any kind of accident can cause you whiplash. So I can only imagine that all of them suffered on some level being in a car that flips over and shit. It's just really, man. So anyway, let me share this screen so we can look at the thing about the sex scandal. All right, please hit the like button, y'all. All right. So this was again, it was 2017. So it says exclusive. Woman at the center of the Kevin Hart sex scandal. Montia Sabbag. Okay. Uh-oh. I hate these damn ads. Man, get out of here. Come on, man. Hold on. Hate these ads. Montia Sabbag claims she flew to Vegas with married star on a private plane and had sex with him 3 times in his luxury suite during a 3-day blowout in Las Vegas. And it sounds like she had her back blown out as well. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. That's what it sounds like. So Montia Sabbag, 26, filmed having sex with Kevin Hart in a tape was used in a sextortion. Okay, not sextortion. Interesting. Plot. Spoke exclusively to Daily Mail. Sabbag said she and Kevin had sex 3 times over 3 days, and that Hart was sober during the filmed encounter, their second time sleeping together. Kevin was very public about his affections towards me. We were hugging, kissing, touching, and it made me believe he wasn't married, she said. The singer and makeup artist said she met the comedian on a private jet flying from LA to Las Vegas on August 19th. She also claims that she had no idea Hart was married and added, "We had a connection. We had chemistry. We clicked." Now, I don't know how you know it's Kevin Hart and you don't know that he's married. I don't know, but anyway. Sabbag denies that she is involved in the extortion plot and said that she has her suspicions about who took the video. Now, here's the thing. Kevin was not only blaming his friend, he was blaming her too, because he said that she was working with JT and set this whole shit up, that it was a whole setup. The scandal unfolded on September 16th when Hart publicly apologized to his pregnant wife, Eniko Parrish, and his 2 children from a previous relationship. The woman at the center of the Kevin Hart sex scandal or sex tape scandal has revealed that she slept with the married Hollywood star 3 times during a 3-day blowout in Las Vegas in August, and he didn't mention his wife once. In a sensational interview with Daily Mail, Montia Sabbag tells all about the trip and the ensuing sextortion plot, which saw cheating Hart publicly apologize to his pregnant wife Eniko and his 2 children for a bad error in judgment. Well, which time did you have the bad error? Was it the first time you fucked her, Kevin? Was it the second day you fucked her? Or was it the 3rd day? Which one, Kevin? Which one? Anyway. And the 26-year-old exclusively reveals for the first time that the sex tape was filmed during the day when Hart was sober, not when he was drunk late at night, because I think that was his claim as well, right? So this is her at the bottom. Sabbag says that she and Hart became intimate hours after she jetted into Sin City with the star on a private jet. The pair, who traveled with a group of mutual friends, flew to Nevada from LA on August 19th and partied for 3 days and nights. The aspiring actress claims that she didn't know the comedian was married, nor did he tell her that he was. He took an immediate liking to her, paying the pretty brunette a lot of attention and ultimately having sex with her 3 times. Okay. Now, she doesn't look like Eniko, but I still see a type here. But, that's neither here nor there. All right. So here's Kevin down below. See what his pregnant ass wife right here? Yeah, she looked pretty pregnant there. It's her first baby, too. That's the other thing. Her first baby. Now, look, I ain't got a whole lot of sympathy for Eniko because, she was the other woman for a couple of years. And his first wife said that they weren't separated, or that even if they were at some point, it was not any discussion of them breaking up per se. Basically, the first wife claims the story they give is not true. So I guess that's where they stay. So they stayed at the Cosmopolitan. All right. Oh, let's play this. Let's play it. Well, we'll come back and play it. So Sabbag said, I was intimate with Kevin 3 times in the course of maybe 3 days. It was fun, she recalls in an interview airing Monday. We just get along. We get each other. He's funny. I'm funnier. We had a connection. We had chemistry. We clicked. It was fun. He didn't try to woo me. It was just an instant connection. Sabbag, who says she is a makeup artist and recording artist who lives in LA, was once in a girl group called The New View as a 17-year-old. But that early brush with fame was short-lived, and she was soon brought back down to earth. Sabbag has denied being a stripper, claiming she worked as a bartender at a Vegas strip club before moving to LA. Now, that sounds like damn son, you know that? Okay, but anyway. However, a new leaked video from that time period shows Sabbag trying out the pole. Oh, shit. It was back in Nevada that the latest chapter in her life unfolded. I had a girlfriend who invited me to go with a few of her friends. I was like, okay, sounds fun, says Sabbag, who is originally from Boston, Massachusetts. She stayed at the Venetian Hotel, and we ended up moving hotels to the Cosmopolitan. I met him, Kevin, on the plane. I was with a friend, and we had no idea he was going to be there. He was with his friends. I thought he was cute. He's an attractive man, but I wasn't starstruck or anything like that. It was super casual. He was a gentleman, a nice guy. Now, this is what I will say, because, I'm sitting here saying, I don't know how you didn't know he was married. I met this guy one time, and this was when I lived in Atlanta, of course. And he was famous, but not as famous as he is now, okay? Now he's super famous, okay? Now, I knew who he was. I was a fan of his. He invited me to come to see him perform. Okay, I'm not saying what kind of performance, but I came to see him perform. And that evening after the performance, he invited me out. He was with a group of friends and whatnot. And he didn't have a wedding ring on. He didn't have a wedding ring on. But something still made me ask, are you married? Because he was flirting heavy, like heavy. And he laughed or whatever. He was like, why would you ask me that? Because he didn't have no ring on. He was like, what made you ask me that? That he didn't answer right away. He just said, what made you ask me that? I ain't got no ring on. What made you? I said, are you married? Look, nigga, I ain't crazy. Are you married? Okay, are you? And sure enough, he was. And that was all I needed to know. You hear me? So at first I was gonna say now I knew he was famous. I knew him, and all of you do too. Okay? All right. Um, but at that time, I didn't know anything about his personal life. But he was in fact married. So I say that to say, I guess there's a possibility. Now, mind you, that person I'm talking about was not as famous as a Kevin Hart was at the time that this lady met him. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's a difference. Okay, remember I said you could see them at the club and stuff? Look, he all up on her. This is him right here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Over here. This is her right here sitting on the bar or something. And this is him, and he's touching her feet. Then over here, he's getting closer to her, right? So he's doing too much. Okay, let me make it a little bigger so y'all can see it. Okay, so hopefully that's a little bit bigger so y'all can see. Okay, it says after a group dinner, two met up later that night at the Marquee nightclub at the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas Hotel. Picture left and right, which we just saw. Okay. The two getting close at the hot spot. So now he's all in her ear. She's in his ear and shit. Okay. Oh, he's very friendly. Said Hart seems to be pictured speaking to Sabbag and leaning into her as they chatted at the club. Afterwards, Hart and Sabbag, along with their friends, went back to the hotel suite. So now you see them back in the room. This is a picture of them in the room. Now, my thought was like, who in the hell wait a minute, let me look at this damn chat. Y'all ain't gonna guess and I ain't gonna tell you, okay? I'm just saying. But I'm saying, y'all, everybody knows this person. That's all I'm going to say. And he is a pretty big star. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. At some point, y'all hear about him at least once a week. I'm just saying. Who is that said? Was it Stevie Wonder? Mm-hmm. 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 Y'all mess. All right. So there they are, all hugged up and shit. It says this is another photo from the leaked video. Appears to show Hart resting his face against the bag's breast and laughing with her as he gripped. Okay. Sabbag said hi to Hart during the flight on a friend's private jet, but the conversation was limited to that. Then that night, Sabbag went to dinner with her friends while Hart dined separately until he joined their group at the end of the meal. It was a big table, a big group, so we didn't really have a conversation then either, she recalls. But after dinner, the group all agreed to meet up at the Marquee nightclub at the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas Hotel. She said, we were drinking, having fun, listening to the music, dancing. I was more focused on my friends. I didn't go there for Kevin. But Kevin did pay me a lot of attention. He was into me. I could tell. Later that night, Hart's entourage invited Sabbag and her friends up to the Stars luxury hotel suite. Large suites at the Cosmopolitan, which is on the famous Las Vegas Strip, cost around $3,000 a night and boast their own bars, hot tub, and plenty of room. It was there that the actor, who has an estimate net worth of $120 million, didn't I say he was about $120 million or 150 is what I said, $150 million man, began to charm the young makeup artist. We talked about life. What are your dreams, your aspirations? She said. He was charming. He was funny. They always are, baby. They always are. When they want to fook you, they're very charming. Sabbag said that the sex happened naturally. The aspiring actress said she didn't know he was married at the time and as has learned her lesson. You better start asking these damn questions. So I guess this is her trying not to pole. Now, my thought is if they can catch her trying to pole out, they would if she really was a stripper. The truth is, they probably really would have been able to find at least one picture of her half-ass naked. If they can find her with her clothes on, I'm going to believe that she must not have been a stripper. At least not there, that club anyway. All right. So go down. So I guess these are pictures of her. Oh shit! Damn, girl. My God, today, girl. Let's get past that. I don't need to see that. Sabbag said the pair instantly felt a connection and had chemistry. She said the sex happened naturally. Okay, yeah, we went through that. Naturally, with the two peeling themselves away from the group and going into Hart's bedroom off the main suite. He made me feel comfortable. I don't remember exactly what happened. It kind of just happened. No, nobody just accidentally drops their sausage in your kitty cat. It doesn't happen like that. I don't know. Did he slip and fall and fell in the kitty cat? I mean, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Yes, we were intimate. I did not know he was married, but I found out later. I was a little bit upset, confused about it because the way he was acting, it didn't seem like he was married. Girl, how was he supposed to act when he want to fuck you? I'm just asking. And that's why I keep telling these people. Just because somebody is cheating, child, these niggas will cheat at the drop of a freaking dime. It's up to you to do your due diligence or decide you're going to be a Sonya. Either way, it's your choice, your decision, okay? But I was caught. Wait a minute. What did you say? Who's this? No weapon formed against me. Said number 64. What's number 64? What's that mean? 69, 64. Child, what's that mean? Okay, hit the like button, y'all. We partied, we drank, and we ended up being intimate 3 times over the course of 3 days. Look, I done read that. How many times I read that? He's been reading. I bet Kevin is like, damn it, bitch, we fucked. Sabbag says she was never a big fan of Hart's films or stand-up routines, so wasn't blown away by his celebrity. Making a passing joke to his tiny 5'4". Wow. He is 3 inches taller than Sonya Jet. Oh, child, I know. Oh, my God. SAR's physical stature. She added, he's just a normal guy. She said, it's not like it was anything special. I'm a normal person. Just because he's someone we see on TV doesn't mean I was wooed. It's not like that. He's just a cool guy. Chill. And in a revealing insight into the sex scandal that has stunned Hollywood and sent Hart backpedaling, Sabbag explains that the video was seemingly shot when she was having sex with Hart for a second time and not the first. Okay. Oops. Now look how pregnant the wifey is. Poor thing. But not so poor thing. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure I got it all. So yeah. This is all before the trip, y'all. Because after this, we didn't really see him with her. One time, I remember TMZ caught her coming out of the gym or someplace, and she ignored the hell out of him. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, wait. Let me see this. Hart publicly apologized on September 16th over the scandal to his pregnant wife, Aniko. Okay. Now here's the bag again. Everybody believed that the video was the night of the nightclub and that we were only intimate once, but it was a completely different day. The second time we had sex, she explained. Now, let me say this. I understand as a more mature woman that people make decisions all the time, but I've never met, this is just me, and I'm not trying to judge anybody else. I'm just saying, I have never been of the practice to meet you today and fuck you tonight. That has just never, that is just not even a thought in my mind. So the fact that she met this guy, all she said was hi on the plane. They don't even go to dinner together. And then that night they meet at a club, and then there's a connection. They go back to his suite where everybody is partying and they slip off to the bedroom and fuck. I just think it's just not me. Okay. However, if it is you and that's what you decide to do as a grown woman, you can decide to do that. You can. But we also have to understand that you don't person, right? And if you don't know this person, how do you know whether or not this person is telling you the truth about anything? Like, wouldn't you want to at least understand better what the circumstances are? Because to be quite honest with you, I am of the belief that Kevin set this whole shit up himself, that nobody extorted him, that he did it. And I think in some ways, this was one of those publicity stunt thingies. There's a scandal around him. He ended up coming out here doing the documentary after that, apologizing. He even did a whole tour behind this shit and amassed even more wealth because of this scandal. As crazy as these types of things are, it happens that way. Now, does that mean his wife wasn't aware? I don't know. I don't know if she knew or not, but I am of the belief that there's a possibility that he could have. This is my opinion. He could have set this shit up himself. If JT didn't do it, who did it? It's his room, and nobody else was in his room but him and this girl. And how did she benefit from it? Because we don't hear anything about her having the tape. She came out here and sued his ass. So I don't know if he paid, I'm guessing he probably paid her off quietly. Hey, Make It Rain, this is the channel to be on. We will get the shit. That's right. Okay. So let's see. If you really look at the tape, it was during the day. It wasn't a night thing. He was sober. There was obviously a connection. I'm not just someone he was with at night. Bitch, you were there. You knew him for 24 hours though. So don't act like this is much better, ma'am. Girl. Where are we at? There was obviously a connection. I'm not just someone he was with at night when he was intoxicated or something. It wasn't that. It wasn't. It wasn't more than that. You were with a horny man who didn't have his wife nearby, who had a lot of money and is used to getting attention from women, and he gets exactly what you gave. And he used you. That's my thought. I think there's a good chance not only was she used for sex, it's a good possibility that he knew he was going to use this. You know, this Hollywood shit, you know. Jussie Smollett set up a whole beat down that didn't really happen. Okay? He had a noose around his neck when he called the police. He was at the house with a noose. Now, tell me something. Never mind. Don't get me started with that nigga. Anyway, all right. We were all back at the hotel room. There was quite a few people in the suite. It was a social gathering, a party. We hung out, listened to music. Kevin was very public about his affections towards me. Baby, they didn't give a shit. They were his guys who were probably doing the same damn thing. And God only knows whether or not they had women too. I mean, this is what they do. Anywho. Child, girl, you weren't special. I just need you to know that. Kevin was very public about his affections towards me. We were hugging and kissing and touching. It made me believe he wasn't married. Mhm. But unbeknownst to Sabbag, she claims one of the partygoers in Hart's suite had been secretly filming her interaction with Hart the whole time. Now, she said somebody else in the suite was doing it, but there was a camera back in that bedroom when nobody was in there but the two of them. So while JT may not have been the one who did that, maybe someone else did help him do it. But Kevin knew JT didn't do anything to him, which is why I believe Kevin has something to do with it. There was a whole plan. In one humiliating image taken from the video and leaked online, Hart appears to be almost between Sabbag's legs as she straddles him. In another, she appears to be talking into his ear intimately. The grainy footage also shows Sabbag and Hart having sex on the bed. Their moans and groans were clearly audible. Didn't I tell you I heard them? Now I don't know where that tape is, but I damn sure heard it. But don't prejudge me because I always come across these P tapes. I forgot about that one. Anyway, where we at? But when asked if she knows who did, she responded, "I have my suspicions," adding, "but I can't really discuss that because of an ongoing investigation." After the trip came to an end, she said her and Hart parted on good terms. Because it sounds like it was a couple weeks later before make sure there's no more. Oh, there is more. Shit. Star even called Sabbag who overslept and missed her plane home to make sure she got back okay. So in other words, you spooked her so much, so bad, tired her ass out so much so that she missed her damn flight, child. She admits that while they didn't discuss meeting up again, I probably would have if he had asked, she said. But it didn't matter because just 24 hours later, she claimed she received a call from a lawyer telling her about the X tape. Sabbag, who recently posed for a raunchy swimwear photo shoot, insists she's a private person and was shocked by the call. "My privacy is completely shot. It's invasive. Everyone's in my face. This is really difficult for me to discuss," she says. The filmmakers allegedly tried to extort Kevin, and the tape was being offered around Hollywood for as much as $10 million. Who is buying damn tapes? Who gives a shit about this nigga fucking? $10 million? Really? Really? And Nico probably wouldn't have been all that shocked either. Why? Because she met this nigga while he was married too. I mean, it is what it is, damn it. I'm not impressed. Okay. Sabbag denies having any role in the extortion attempt and says she's now cooperating with the police to help find the culprits. She also plans to take legal action against whomever filmed the X tape. Okay. But bizarrely, Sabbag doesn't feel Hart owes her an apology. "He doesn't owe me anything," she said. The scandal first unfolded on September 16th when Hart made a public apology to his pregnant wife, Aniko, and his two children from a previous relationship, saying, "I made a bad error in judgment, a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't," he said, "sending so many apologies to my wife and kids. I got to do better, and I will. I'm not perfect, and I never claimed to be. I love you all." Now, you know what? I'm going to read this part again This part right here, tell me what this reminds you of. Sending so many apologies to my wife and kids. I got to do better, and I will. I'm not perfect, and I never claimed to be. If you ask me, that sounds a lot like that damn video Diddy did in the backyard talking about how he was so in a bad space when Cassie and he had that altercation, and he had gotten therapy and he's a better man. Remember that? Ironically, they're friends, huh? So hold on, let's go down here. Okay, just want to come down a little further. Hart married Parrish on August 13th, 2016. Literally a year before. So it was their anniversary. I couldn't remember if it was their anniversary or her birthday. All I know is it was a special and she's pregnant as hell. So he went during his anniversary weekend. When his wife is pregnant at home, he went and fucked a woman for 3 days straight. Make it make sense. And y'all think these hoes is loyal. Okay. All right. No, they're not. Okay. Sabbag says a friend alerted her to Hart's heartfelt Instagram apology, and she quickly went online to watch it. I was like, wow. But mainly I was confused because I thought he was saying I was the person who targeted him, she said, because he did kind of suggest that at first. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong, and I knew I didn't do any of the things he said in the video. So I was confused. I made myself clear from the initial phone call I received, and I think I've made myself clear by hiring a lawyer. Sabbag has hired a high-profile Los Angeles civil rights lawyer, Lisa Bloom, the daughter of Gloria Allred, okay, to handle the case. Bloom sat down with Sabbag during the Daily Mail TV interview. Sabbag added, I want to set the record straight. I'm not a homewrecker. I'm not an extortionist. I'm not a stripper, okay? A prostitute. I'm just a woman who has dreams and aspirations. Bloom said, Daily Mail TV, I am so proud of Montia. She has really been through hell in the last. This has really been hard on her. Even when she came to me a couple of days ago, she was really distraught. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else they said. I like to think that when a woman stands up for herself and speaks the truth, it is very empowering, and it's one of the healthiest things you can do. What I think is important is that Tia was a victim of a crime. She's an adult. She was with another consenting adult in a hotel room, as happens millions of times every day across America. Bloom said what the filmmakers did was disgusting and criminal. She added, those are multiple felonies. It's a felony to stick a camera into a room secretly, to record, to disseminate these images, and to ask someone for money. Those are 4 different felonies. My Tia has bravely decided to stand up for herself, and I salute her for that. Sabbag is equally proud, denying claims she is trying to cash in on her test in return for a $420,000 fee, a claim Sabbag has denied. Almost brought to tears, she explains, I came forward to show that you have to stand up for yourself. When you are being accused of doing something you didn't do, it hurts. When you have the world calling you things you're not, it sucks. Don't let someone bully you. Don't let someone pick on you. It sucks. You've got to stand up for yourself. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Sabbag added, My hope is to find out who did this. What they did was not right. What they did accusing me, you can't do that to people. Does she regret getting tangled up with Hart in this first place? I usually don't regret things in my life, but I definitely choose when to learn from things, Sabbag explains. I've learned never to mess with married men. Really? You didn't know that before? Oh. If I had known that Kevin was married, this would never have happened. Hart and his 33-year-old wife, Parrish, are reportedly still going through their $117,000 Lion King themed baby shower. Oh my God. They had a $117,000 shower. Why? Look, I understand when you got money, you can do things and shit, and maybe $100,000 is nothing. But sometimes, really, is it? Is it really $117,000? Really, it's a baby shower. Okay. The Get Hard, interesting enough, the Get Hard actor addressed his sextortion scandal on Saturday during a performance in Georgia. See how he cashed in on that shit? You see how he cashed in? That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't surprise me if he had something to do with that shit. The comedian candidly opened his set at the River Center for the Performing Arts in Columbus. Columbus what? What Columbus? We ain't got what Columbus? Must be Columbus, Georgia, some shit. By acknowledging his personal life, according to TMZ. We got a lot of shit to talk about, people, Hart told the audience at the venue south of Atlanta. Columbus? Atlanta? It must be Columbus, Georgia now. Oh, the comic also thanked his fans for their support amid his current drama. Hart later promised his fans that he would improve himself. I'm going to be a better man, he told the crowd. The latest scandal for Hart comes after he was spotted canoodling with singer Monique Momo Gonzalez on July 3rd in a Lexus Park. Oh, I remember that too. Right after that shit, he was so sad. He was so sorry. He was in a car. That's right. And then tried to pretend that somebody had a camera on his ass. And I want to say they changed seats or some shit. I do remember that. This nigga ain't learned shit. Okay. Now I hope this is the end of this damn. Okay, it is. Okay, now let's go up and first let's hear Kevin's apology, his fake ass apology. Okay. Let me see if y'all can. I'm gonna unshare it and share it again just in case. Just in case the sound doesn't come through. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so hold on, little Kev. Let me play it. Do 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 do. Come on, come on, come on, baby, come on, little Kevin, come on, bucket, open your bucket, come on, there you go. Yeah, sure, come on, boo boo, come on over here, talk to me, come on, boo boo, hurry up, man, what's going on? Here, why is it stuck? Kevin, are you fucking with my my internet or something? My internet. Come on, Kevin. Ooh, Kevin is a hater. He doesn't want me to hear this. I might have to go.
I'm at a place back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions.
It's so low.
And recently, I didn't. No, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be an.
Can y'all hear it? It's kind of low.
And I made a bad error in judgment and put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids. And I just, it's a shitty moment. It's a shitty moment when you know you're wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Could y'all really hear that? It didn't even play the whole way through. What the hell's going on?
And
Yeah,
there's
let's
no
start it over if I can.
and there's no excuses for
Okay.
your wrong behavior. Um,
It's super
you know,
low.
I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be in any way, shape, or form. And I made a bad error in judgment and put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids. Um, and I just, it's a shitty moment. It's a shitty moment when you know you're wrong, and there's no excuses for your wrong behavior. At the end of the day, man, I just simply got to do better. But I'm not going to also allow a person to have financial gain off of my mistakes. And in this particular situation, that's what was attempted. I said I'd rather fess up to my mistakes.
Whatever. I hope y'all heard it because I could barely. I know what the fuck he said though. Ciao. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Looks like it does play better for me when it's not sharing. Okay, so let me see if I can get up here to this interview. And I mean the interview that she might have had with Daily Mail. Let me see. But then again, if we can't find that, it's okay because I'm sure it's just basically everything I just read. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just skip that because evidently Kevin has paid somebody to fuck with the volume. Okay. All right. So let me undo that. Now let's get to JT Jackson. And he's done a couple of interviews. I think he's talked to Tasha K before. He's done another interview with Comedy Hype back when it not too long after it first happened. Hi, Mai Tai. And let's just see what JT has to say about what the hell that damn Kevin Hart had done to him. Okay? Because I think that's fucked up. Your friend. Because I think that too was a sacrifice. You know what I mean? That's why I said if there's any truth to this humiliation ritual shit that they talk about, then this had to be one. This had to be one. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. So okay, let's hear what JT has to say.
Like this whole time you were looking at me, brother, and you had submitted a fabricated evidence to the DA to get me locked up and prosecuted. I lost pretty much everything: my career, my reputation, my peace of mind. Part of my wife, she's scarred by this. There's a lot that I lost.
Okay, it has been up to about a little under 4 years since when I last caught up with each other.
4 years.
Mr. JT Jackson, how are you doing? What have you been up to? Just overall.
Since the last time, I would say just since the last time you and I had our little talk, a lot of things happen. Good things, frustrating things. Are you talking about in regards to the case or just my life?
I think the life, in my opinion, from the outside looking in, the case is a part of your life.
Okay.
So just overall, how have you been since we last talked? Just the impact that the case has been in your life, and I'm here to try to, catch up with you.
Gotcha. I would say, man, just numb, desensitized.
Yeah.
With what's happening. Of course, my wife, my lovely wife, and God has helped me out get through and push forward with what's happening with this case. It's been going on for 7 years, brother.
That's crazy.
And I'm just numb to it, man. I'm glad that the case is over. The criminal part of it, I'm glad that criminal part is over. Right. But other than that, man, I'm just still fighting, man. And let's
talk about that. You accuse this man of extortion, okay? So let's give benefit of the doubt, right? Kevin thinks, let's just say he legitimately thought that this guy had extorted him and set him up, right? His friend, his good friend of many years. Now the whole case has been dropped. The FBI is who does the investigation. What have we learned about the FBI? The FBI does not move forward with shit like this unless they have proof. They're typically on point about their stuff. If they say you ain't guilty 9.99 times out of 10, then that means you didn't do it. So the FBI investigated this shit for years. Let it linger for years until they finally said, this dude has been cleared. He has nothing to do with this. He didn't do this to you. Okay? So let's say Kevin was legitimately extorted. Someone was trying to extort him. He thought it was JT. He finds out it's not JT. Why the fuck hasn't Kevin come out here and apologized and tried to make this right for this man? Help him get his career back. Give him some money so he can get his life back, his peace of mind back. He has done none of that. 7 years have passed and he's owned nothing when it comes to this. That shit is foul. Super foul to me. Now, if in fact you sacrificed him, that's even more foul, right? If you thought that setting your friend up was worth you elevating your career, gaining more money, having content for your shows, whatever the hell it was. If that's what you thought was going to happen and you use your friend for that, then you are truly a scumbag. And that is not cool. But let's listen.
I ain't stopping.
You know, when you say numb, when I hear that, I just take it as like someone has beaten up so bad that they just have got to that point. Is that pretty accurate here?
100%.
Like pretty much beaten up so bad, it's just like
100%, man. I wear it well. You know, some people, you know, look at me like, how do you do it, JT? I mean, like,
I just read. TD Will said, that couch has seen better days. My Lord. I didn't even notice it. Yeah, that damn couch looks a little worn down, don't it? My God. Come on, Comedy Hype. You can do better than this. The blue couch is better than this, Comedy Hype. Okay? Jesus. All right, let's listen. Hit the like button, y'all.
From what you've been through, you just still smile. Yeah, I smile, but you know, I don't want to, but I do, you know, but it's tough. It's definitely tough.
Yeah. Now, as far as for those who don't know, what are you currently suing Kevin Hart for? Because I was able to kind of catch the headlines that came out. They saying like you coming after 12 million. It's like, okay, what is going on? Like for those that don't know.
Well, I mean, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, he should be lucky that I am asking only for 12 million. But at the same time, people need to understand that Kevin is surrounded by this narrative as if he was pretty much extorted or a crime was committed against him, and everything that has been in his favor up until, you know, just up until when I was prosecuted and arrested, and even up until now, he has the world thinking that he was extorted. Okay. My lawyers, which you met, Jacob Glucksman, back in November in 2020. You heard his story. That pretty much was what was happening. I mean, nobody ever contacted Kevin Hart. Nobody extorted Kevin Hart. And I'm suing him for defamation. I'm suing him for malicious prosecution, which the malicious prosecution only just came about this year because of what we found out, which was the fabricated email that he, and I don't even have to say allegedly, that he sent to the DA, district attorney's office.
Are you saying, sir? Are you saying that Kevin Hart typed up this fucking email and pretended that it came from you? Is that what you're saying? And you said it's not allegedly, sir? Is that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He did. Okay, so that malicious prosecution claim just came out this year for us. That's why we added it and amended the complaint in August. I think it was on August 6th, 2024. So then I'm suing them for breach of contract, suing them for IIED, which is it's called emotional distress, something about emotional distress. I know it's IIED, and fraudulent inducement. You know, fraudulent inducement stems from it stems from him sending in the fabricated email to the DA's office.
Yeah. So Jay, I want to make sure we kind of storyline this as well, just for the viewers that are tapping back into the story, as well as the new ones that are just hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a situation that we all very much aware of. Kevin Hart, he ends up being caught on camera.
Mm-hmm.
We say from our reception, he was caught on camera engaging in a sexual act with a woman.
Yeah.
And then the aftermath would be that it would turn out that it would be spent to an extortion case where maybe the woman set up the camera, who knows who did it, and then all of a sudden it falls on you as the guy behind this equation, who allegedly sent him an email, they said, and then now we're finding out that this email was actually created by Kevin Hart.
100% accurate on pretty much what you said. I mean, you can't.
So thank you, 50 Creole. It's so IIED is intentional infliction emotional distress. Now I don't know how 50 Creole knows that. Okay, I don't know if she a lawyer or some shit, y'all. But just know she be knowing some shit. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, thank you, 50 Creole. Girl, if y'all got some issues, we might need to talk to 50 Creole, child, because she knew what the fuck that was. Okay, all right, let's listen.
You can't refute science. I mean, you have a forensics analyst who listened to all of the interviews that were between Kevin Hart's people, which is his people, meaning his legal representatives, and his the DA's office, which that's another part of my lawsuit, and a totally different lawsuit where I'm suing them individually for their part in this case. But yeah, I mean, he has no argument and no excuse on why he sent the DA fabricated email with the email that you're talking about. I was arrested for that.
And I have access to some of the court documents and filings. And there was a declaration of Michael R. Vandermeer.
Yes.
In support of you.
Yes.
Yeah, who is that real quick? And then I want to read a part of this.
Okay.
document.
Well, Michael Vandermeer, I mean, a fantastic, I mean, his resume is about as long as California. So he's a forensics data analyst. He's an expert. Okay. So we hired him, I want to say around August 14th, 2024. Okay. Which is recent. So I was always suspicious about the email back in when I first filed my Section 1983 complaint against the DA's office, with the individuals in the DA's office, that, you know, Los Angeles County DA's office. But that's when I realized that something was odd about the email that I was arrested for. It was just something weird about it, but I couldn't pinpoint it right then and there, but I knew it was something wrong with it. So I filed the case against the DA's office then. Hold on, before he goes any further. So Elite Diva says, I wonder why Kevin took it that far. Even if the guy set him up, it still doesn't change the fact that he was cheating on his wife. I'll tell you why he did it. If the purpose of this situation was to make yourself a victim, because see, what that, let's say for instance, somebody was extorting him and yes, he was cheating.
Okay. And he's not a part of it. But this person is extorting him. You flip the script. If somebody catches you cheating, here you are, this big name. Here it is, your anniversary. You and your wife have only been married for 1 year at this point. It's the weekend of your 1 year wedding anniversary, and your wife is pregnant, very pregnant. Well, you look like a damn fucked up villain, don't you? That will impact your brand. Women are going to feel a way about it. Women, I would bet, are the majority of his fan base. So if you alienate your fan base by cheating on your pregnant wife during your anniversary weekend, then that can impact your career. But if you make yourself the victim, yeah, I cheated on my wife, but these people really tried to come after me. You see what I'm saying? This somebody is trying to take me down. Someone was trying to scheme on me. Someone who I thought was my friend. I need to be the victim. And I got to make it realistic too. I mean, not realistic. Let me step back. I got to shift the focus off of what I did to what is being done to me. And then that way, while some of my fan base may be upset about it at first, they will eventually come around. If my wife and I are able to work things out, they'll come back around when they see that I'm the victim. So there's that. Okay. But if Kevin set the whole shit up, right, he needs a fall guy. Who else would have been in that room? Let's say if he's totally responsible for the whole shit that's happening. And let's say, because whoever did hold that camera across the room or at that club, because I was like, who got the pictures of Kevin in that club like that? My guess is if, in fact, Kevin had something to do with it, there was somebody on that trip involved that helped Kevin paint this narrative. His wife, we didn't see her breaking up with him. We didn't see nothing where she came out here and said anything about anything. So what if she knew it was going to happen? What if they all chalked it up to the game? But in order for this to really, really be believable, somebody's got to go down, i.e. Jussie Smollett. If, in fact, those Africans were not working with Jussie, right, that he's the victim. Okay, he thought it was white supremacists. He thought it was the MAGA people, but it was these Africans, the guys that were my friends, the guys who I helped get work for, right? So, even though those guys helped him, when it started to look real shady and he's looking real suspect, what did he do? He turned right around and blamed them. And what did they do? They came right out here and told the fucking truth. This nigga hired us to do this. We went and we planned this. The day before, we drove the route around the building. We walked it. When the whole shit went down, we walked away, catching everything on camera, right? So now somebody's got to give. And he had to pretend like they did something to him, which it didn't work, right? I knew the shit was fucked up the first time I heard it. It just sounded wrong. Everything about his story, his response was wrong. Well, same with Kevin. You got this whole situation. Now, Kevin, he's got to have a fall guy for it. Otherwise, all the focus is going to be on him as the bad guy, or it's not going to be believed that he was extorted. But if we can paint all of this, this is going to boost my career. Believe it or not, these scandals do help these people make more money. Scandals pay off. So that's the answer.
Story was that you sent the email was what you were being alleged for, right?
100%. 100%.
And the email was, I think, talking about some tapes or alleging that they had tapes on Kevin and that they wanted money out of him.
And to be honest, listen, the forensics evidence says that, well, Kevin admitted that he was the first to receive the email. Mm-hmm. So that's why we can say that Kevin, now I ain't going to have to say alleged, but Kevin is the one who fabricated the email because he was the first to receive it. You understand? It's all in the report. But you know,
Baby.
but the language in it is is crazy. I mean, if you're gonna fabricate an email, why put that? You shouldn't put that type of language in there. I think it has something to do with molestation.
What?
Has something to do with it was molestation, and I forgot what the other one was. But it was just as bad, you know. But for them to say that I sent that
Thank you,
and then never
Charlotte.
bring it up in none of the court cases, they never even brought it up. They didn't even bring you, and I know why they didn't bring it up, because they didn't bring it up because the words molestation was in it. You understand? They never brought it up in none of the proceedings during the criminal case.
Yeah, molestation.
They didn't even insert it in there.
Why would you say molestation? Yeah, what is that? Like, I mean, why did they use that language? But you know, whatever.
Oh, so I was arrested for this email that never was presented in none of the proceedings in the criminal case whatsoever. You know,
Gotcha. How did he even pull that off to make it seem like it came from you?
Well, that's the thing. They had no evidence. I don't know if you have the brief or whatever. It's funny.
I was gonna.
Oh, okay. Well, just to say, just know they had no evidence tying me to it. All you gotta do is read her testimony. She said that the DA investigator who was now being sued by me, she literally said under oath in testimony on November 12th, 2020. I'm sorry, November 12th, 2019. She literally said, "I assumed it was your client," when she was answering Jacob in cross-examination. She said, "I assumed." Like, you didn't even have proof, no evidence. My lawyer just tore her a new asshole with that shit. Like, you can't be out there talking about you assume that somebody did that. That's why I was arrested. So
you can now. This is me again. This is my opinion. I have no proof of this, but you can assume if you are somehow working in concert with said culprit who was involved in it. If the person who is being alleged to be the victim is a multi-millionaire celebrity known internationally, and you just figure you want to be on his team, or maybe you're paid to be on this team. I don't know that. I'm just saying this is allegedly. I'm not saying this is what it was, but I'm just saying that's one way. We're over here talking about there are multiple reports of Diddy, these folks that are suing Diddy, that he has had law enforcement, politicians, and whatnot helping him. That's how he's been able to get away with so many things, allegedly, right? So why would it be any different with Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart, the 100 at this time and $20 million man, who is very well connected to a Diddy and others. I'm just saying.
So the answer to your question, there was no evidence.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jay, when I look at this report, it says the report identifies the forensic methodology I used, the evidence I reviewed, and my conclusion. Based on my comprehensive forensic analysis of the 4/27/18 email PDF document, which was presented as an extortion email allegedly received by Mr. Hart on April 27, 2018, in my review of the May 22nd, 2019 interview, and the testimony presented in the November 12, 2019 preliminary hearing, it is my professional opinion that the document labeled 4/27/18 email is neither original email nor an authentic forwarded email for the following reasons. It's not an original piece of evidence, and there was no apparent effort made by the district attorney's office to properly preserve the original digital source. There is no chain of custody documentation that tracks and details how it was received by Mr. Hart, forwarded to his attorney, and ultimately delivered in its current PDF form to the district attorney's office. There is no evidence within the content that it was ever forwarded, as it is missing text and fields that are expected in a forwarded email, thus contradicting the statements made by Mr. Hart, his legal counsel, and the district attorney's office representatives in the May 22nd, 2019 interview attempted to authenticate it. It is missing metadata, including the hidden messages or the hidden message headers that could be used to validate its authenticity. The metadata is not consistent with its originating as an email to Mr. Hart. In fact, it reveals that the document was created in Microsoft Word 1 year after the alleged date of the email. Now stop right there.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man.
What other consistencies do you think also exist that you at least kind of can pinpoint on your end?
You said inconsistencies?
Yep, inconsistencies.
Can you repeat it? Just
Are there other inconsistencies that you can point out when it comes to Kevin's accusations against you, or how things were framed up against you?
Yeah, I mean, just for the simple fact that he's saying that he was extorted. You know, like, dude, you was never extorted, bro. Like, you lied, man. You straight up lied, dog. Like, and the sad part is, I was willing to let that ride only if he would have just looked out for me, do what he said he was going to do. You know, I know I'm probably jumping the gun with the questions and stuff like, but that's why the agreement, the contract came about. But I don't have to talk about that until you bring it up. But
Wait a minute. What Kevin say he was gonna do? You talked to Kevin? You talked to him after all this? Or during this? What did he say? Look, if you come out, if it comes out that you didn't do it, I'm gonna do something for you. Is that what happened? Kevin is a piece of shit. If all this, I mean, anyway, let's listen.
I was letting it ride, man. I was still, I owed him nothing to I could have just went straight to court and just sued him right away, you know? But at the same time, you're still out here playing the card that you.
And see, here's the thing. It sounds like to me that he's saying, look, he's going to let it ride because maybe you did think you were extorted, or maybe there was some other proof that made you feel that this was happening and you thought it was me. But now that you know it's not me, you're supposed to make that good. And maybe that's why he was able to say, okay, cool. If you just do what you say you're going to do. I'm guessing, look, that I haven't watched this. I'm watching this with y'all, okay? But I didn't even know there was a contract somewhere. But let's listen.
You were extorted. Dude, nobody contacted you, man. Nobody. We have the evidence. All of it. All of it. There's nothing you can say to refute it. There's nothing they have. There's no evidence. They will not be able to prove that Kevin Hart was extorted. That is a fact.
Wow.
Okay? That's a fact.
So the story, again, like the original story is, this will come out, Kevin saying I'm being extorted. All of a sudden, you get identified as the person. They came to your home,
yes,
I remember, and arrested you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you automatically know what was going on, or was it confusion? What was your reaction, and when did you know that you were being framed for something that you did not?
Right. Okay. So let me clear that up. What you just said. I wasn't arrested when they came to my home.
Okay.
All right. So what happened was they came to my home, kicked in our door. Right now, I'm just going to explain how it went down and why it's impossible for me to let this go. You understand? Like,
nigga, you ain't got to say no more. I'm mad now. I'm mad. You mean to tell me somebody done came and kicked your damn door down based on a lie this little teeny tiny nigga told? No. Nuh-uh. I know you lying. Oh, hell no. Nope.
like we're going to have to resolve this no matter what, you know? So they kicked down our door on like January 23rd, 2018. Okay. And I heard a loud knock. I mean, I'm talking about the knock was so loud. I thought somebody was coming in, you know, I thought somebody was trying to break into my house. You know what I mean? That's how loud it was at 7 a.m. So I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was some action for me. You know what I mean? So I grabbed my gun, you know what I mean? I ran to the door. And as I was coming to the door, I heard I heard radios, you know, and mind you, I had already racked my gun. I had one in the head and all that stuff. So I hear the police saying, Mr. Jackson, this is the DA's office. It's like 13, 14 police officers ready. They talking about open the door. I'm not opening that fucking door. I have a whole gun around on the.
Let me say this before we go any further, y'all. I'm over here eating chips, so I keep going on mute. But let me say this right now. Kevin's little ass would have it. Kevin need his ass whooped. I know that's not the answer to everything, and it seems to be my answer the last couple of days. It's about everything. But this little nigga need his ass whooped because this is too much. This is too much. Are you fucking kidding me? He got a wife. I don't know if he had kids at that time. You mean what? Kicking your damn door down and then making you lose your career and then have folks investigating you for years. 7 years later, you still out here fighting this shit, and not one criminal charge is pressed against you at this point. Everything's been dropped, and we got evidence that shows that he was never asked for money, never extorted, and he fabricated the email himself. Fuck him up, take his money, and I hope he pays a price with his career, because that shit is not cool. That is not cool. I'm so sorry. Hit the motherfucking like button. Okay? Thank you.
I would not be a statistic. You understand? So I was like, you know what? My wife is in the other room. She's hysterical, rightfully so. So I went and I back from the door. I went back to our room. I unloaded my gun, threw it under the bed, and my wife said, "What's happening?" I told my wife, I said, "Yo, they about to come up in this motherfucker." And they said, "Well, who?" I said, the police. She said, "Why?" I said, "I have no idea." And then all I heard was tear it down. That's all we heard. And then it was boom. This was like, boom. It took them. It took them 9 hits to get in the door. By the way, just so you know, I thought that was pretty. You know, I thought that door was pretty amazing. You know, I mean, even to the point we actually heard the dude hitting the door. He took a break. He said, "Woo." He said, "Woo." It's a strong door, you know, and he kept hitting. Anyway, they came in, and what was odd is they didn't rush in. Normally, that you would see in any type of. I'm going somewhere with this. You know, normally when they come in your home, they come in with the guns and all this stuff or whatever, but they didn't do that to me. They didn't do that with me for some reason. So they all I heard was the door get crunched, and they said, "Mr. Jackson." I said, "Yes." They said,
504. He had a career. I mean, he had been in movies. He was up and coming. He may not have been a big star. You may not have known him by name. But, you know, every actor starts somewhere, and he had done a few acting gigs. Now, I will say this too. This is something I always had a problem with Kevin with. If you go back and you find videos, you know, Kevin would go live at different times, or you would see video footage of them catching Kevin out, maybe at a restaurant, or maybe out here at a club, or maybe he's out shopping, or maybe no matter what he was doing, and JT was there, he was always humiliating this dude. I never thought that shit was cool. I would see it all the time. I always felt he was being disrespectful, but he never seemed to say anything. He sort of kind of let it go. Maybe he felt like, you know, this is Kevin's shtick. You know, he's just doing it for comedy purposes. I don't know. But he would always do things towards this guy and always make it look like he ain't shit. He don't know shit. You stupid. You this, you that. Y'all seen him on Real House Husbands. You know, there's always a dude on there that gets that kind of work from Kevin. That's what JT was to him in real life. And so I feel like that was another reason he felt comfortable dogging him out in this way. But he needs his ass whooped. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's why he works out so much, because he knows he does so much fucked up shit. He needs to be able to protect himself, because I know he needs his ass whooped. Now, that's what I think. Okay? If nothing else, step on that nigga. Okay? If nothing else, just step on him, because he's 8 foot 2 feet tall. This is stupid. I can't stand him now. Now I'm mad.
And yeah, we have a warrant. We need you to come out. I said, listen, me and my wife, we're in here in the room. I said, we got our hands up. We are unarmed. We are no threat to you. I said, y'all can come in here and get me. They said, no, you gonna come out here. And I was like, well, that's strange. you know, and I was like, all right. And they said, do you see these lasers? And I was like, and I lied. I said, yeah, I didn't see no lasers, but when I came around the corner, because the way the house was set up, you couldn't see anything around the corner.
504, I understand you didn't know who he was. I'm just saying that he did have, you know, things under his belt. And as I said, you probably weren't in the chat. One of his bigger roles, or the biggest role, was, I want to believe, was probably the one he had right before all this shit happened, which was that, and I can't think of the name of it, but it was a real cute little movie starring Marlon Wayans. He was Marlon's best friend. Marlon was getting married. I can't remember it too much more. It was a cute movie. I just can't think of the name of it. But that particular movie, he had a larger role in it because he was like a supporting actor in it. All for, here he is, you know, some people knew him. I knew him by face. I didn't, and for a while there, I think I did come to know his name. But he was, you know, who knows where he would be 7 years later? Who knows, you know? And that's just really fucked up. This is so fucked up. This is ridiculous. And now his whole family's impacted by this shit. That's crazy.
See me and I couldn't see them. But when I came around that corner, I saw them lasers, like green lasers. I was like, damn, like, really? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? So they said, all right, Mr. Jackson, come on out. And I'm real cautious. That was around the time, Jay, where police was letting people have it, man. You know what I mean? They were shooting people, you know? And I wasn't going to be that statistic. So I said, listen, I'm gonna come out. I said, but you're gonna have to, I said, but I'm gonna come out with the way I want to come out. You know what I mean? So there won't be no accident. I said, all right, come on. They was just trying to hurry up and get me out there. So there's a wall where you can't see anything again. You can't see me. So I put my hand out first. You know what I mean? I said, do you see my hand? They said, yes, we see your hand. And I said, all right, because I feel like if they shoot my hand, I can live. You know what I mean? For real. You know what I mean? So I said, well, all right. So I put my right hand like this, staggered, so they can see that, you know, I ain't got nothing in my hand. I said, do you see my right hand? I said, yeah, this come on. I said, no. I said, I need to hear that y'all see my hands. You know what I mean? Yes, Mr. Jackson, we see your hand. And they got mad. I put my left foot out. I said, you see my left foot? You know what I mean? I swear to God. I said, you see my left foot? They said, Mr. Jackson, yes, we see your left foot. I said, listen, I don't want no problems. I don't want any mistakes. Yeah. So I said, all right, I'm coming out.
He out here doing the hokey pokey with the damn. I ain't mad at him. No, this is nothing to play with. I'm just trying to make light of it. But my Lord have mercy. This is not cool at all. 504 said, yes, it's messed up. But Kevin went before God and still did 2 wives dirty. That's right. He should have known anybody was on the chopping block. Well, what? Because a man does some wives dirty? I know very few men who don't do wives or women dirty, even if the women don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean he gonna accuse you of being the fucking extortionist and then ruin your entire life, your career and stuff. I mean, yeah, he fucked around on 2 wives. I mean, there's a whole lot of men do that shit. That is, to me, those things don't equate. So I wouldn't necessarily, and he probably been there many a times when Kevin's been with women. You know what I'm saying? All his boys know that Kevin, you know, how he gets down. And to be quite honest with you, a lot of men get down like that. I mean, it's especially men in the business, especially because they're making more money than the average and they're going to have more access than the average. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're saying, talking about, okay. You said, well, I'm talking about the promise he made to him after everything happened. Look, I think to me, I would have been like, okay, well, maybe JT just felt like, okay, he's taking it, you know, as if maybe he did think this happened to him. I think this nigga, And I was just talking about how he did those people that were in that car with him when that car accident happened and he left them for dead to take the fall for the accident. See, that's the other thing. Now, the way they left it was like, oh, my friends wrecked my car. We still can't explain why Kevin got pulled out of that car and got taken home, and then people were left to die. If it wasn't for the bystander is who called for help. The security didn't even call for help. Like, Kevin is trash. This is making me angry.
I came out. They told me, turn around. This is in my home still. I put my hand behind my head. They said, all right, turn around, face another way, away from us. And I did, you know, and they said, all right, back up. So they put the handcuffs on me and they tried to take me downstairs. And then it was my wife's turn to come out. I said, no. I said, please let me guide my wife out because she's hysterical. We don't even know why y'all here. You know what I mean? And she's crying, you know? So I said, please let me just guide her out. And I hear her crying. And then they said, all right. I said, babe, do you see how I came out? She said, yeah. So she did the same thing I did. You know what I mean? And she turned around and locked and they put us and took us downstairs. So coming to find out, man, they came like that, didn't come in my home because they knew I had registered guns. All right.
Right.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I think I had about seven or eight of them. One of them, whatever.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I love guns. Okay. I mean, I ain't doing nothing with them. You know what I mean? But I just love them.
Yeah, but that's notable.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't run in. And then they tied me to being in the military. I don't know who the hell they thought I was. They put a Green Beret or some damn Navy. Yeah. Navy SEAL or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's how they came in the house. Like that. I mean, they were not running. They didn't know what and for some reason, I don't know why people just in general, I'm pretty sure they did just assume people that was in the military like myself are tied to PTSD, which I do have PTSD. You know what I mean? But not all people with PTSD are crazy. You understand? So they
I'm sure his wife has PTSD now. Hell, I got PTSD just listening to this. This is crazy. Kevin ought to be ashamed of himself. So while he out here doing videos, apologizing to people, where's the video apologizing for, accusing this man of something he didn't do? To his wife, to his family. I mean, this is wild. And I bet Kevin, I'm sure this was a problem for him. It would have been a problem anyway to get a job. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin didn't blackball this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have something to do with ensuring. Yes, naked. Do you remember that? Did you see that, Miss Boogie Down? That was a cute little movie. It was a cute movie. And he did a good job in it, And you know what? I feel like Kevin's the dude that, he'll bring his dudes along with him and he'll slide them a little cash here and there. But I don't see Kevin being the kind of dude who could even handle one of his friends rising to be as big of a star as he is. He has to be the biggest star. Why? Because he's the littlest motherfucker in the room. That's what I think. Now, I just think that his ego is fucked up. He's an asshole. His character is fucked up. This is not cool. This is not cool at all. This is not cool. And I hope that more people cover this, but I'm sure they won't. I'm sure that Kevin's got his hands here and there and got people that work behind the scenes to ensure that these stories and this man's testimony doesn't go but so far. It's really fucked up. I hate it for him.
They thought that maybe I was going to do something to them. I get it. They were just protecting themselves. So they took us downstairs and they asked me where all the weapons were. And I told them I had them all around the house. All right. And so they unloaded them, put it on my bed, and they didn't take nothing. So anyway, they came in, they sat me down, interviewed me at my home. So as soon as they said, do you know why we're here? I said, no. I said, I have no slightest clue on why you're here. Well, you sent Kevin Hart an extortion email. Right then, I'm answering your question. Right then and there, that's when I knew I was being set up. They said, you sent Kevin Hart an email. And I said, oh, yeah? I literally just said it like that. I said, oh, yeah? They said, yeah. I said,
Jay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. That was crazy that you had to deal with that. I'm glad that you had sense on how to maneuver you and your wife out of that, because that could have went.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. A crime that never happened. But hold on, before you go, but I just want to clear one more thing up. The reason why this is an issue for me, And reason why I can never let this go is because January 23rd just wasn't an ordinary day, brother. You know what I mean? That was my wedding anniversary and my late father's birthday on the same day. Okay.
Wow.
We purposely got married on that day on January 23rd in 2015 because as a present to my dad while he was alive. You know what I mean? So for them to come in our home on our anniversary day and on the day where, you know, my late father is now passed away, which was a birthday present, we have to relive this every fucking year. We don't even celebrate. Me and my wife don't even celebrate our anniversary. My dad, we'll call and wish him a happy birthday when he was alive, but he even knew that we weren't happy and he was feeling some type of way. So when you got people that tell you move on from this and do that, man, it's impossible. You know what I mean? My wife has PTSD over this shit.
Didn't I
you know what I
say
mean?
that?
And as well as I, but at the same time,
Shit.
like my wife ain't right about this. She's still having nightmares about this. You know what I mean? And I'm pissed. I'm pissed about that because she didn't deserve it. You know what I mean?
You
I didn't deserve it.
That's true.
Especially of a crime that never happened. Homie, it didn't happen. So no, I'm not letting it go and until I'm satisfied with what you're going to do for me. You know what I mean? You're going to clear my name. Kevin's going to clear my name. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to clear my name.
Speaking of that, right?
Yeah.
So you guys would eventually, your name will get cleared and you were found not guilty.
Yeah.
And then there was an agreement made between you and Kevin. And I saw a video go up. He does mention you in this video, but what was the agreement made between you two that you can at least give us clarity on?
I'll give you clarity on it.
End up back to this point.
Yeah, I'll give you clarity on it. So what happened was Kevin's team realized that Jacob that you met, he realized that we were getting close to almost trial during the criminal case. And the only thing that was left was just the identity theft charges. A charge that nobody ever stole Kevin Hart's identity, by the way. And he never mentioned it, never brought it up. But this is the DA's thing doing that because nobody wanted to wear the egg on the face that they fucked up. You know what I mean? So they just dragged the case out. They dragged the case out for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. They dropped the extortion charges. So this is the key. The extortion charges all of them were dropped on September 27, 2019. Okay? All of them. So that was a year after I was arrested for extortion. So all the extortion charges are gone. There's nothing left. Your main crux of you being extorted, all of that is gone. And it's on the merit of Jacob Glucksman. He's the one who pointed it out. Like, y'all pretty much fucked up. Y'all lied. You know what I mean? And so what happened was that when they dropped all the charges, Kevin had the nerve to double down, and they knew, Kevin and his team knew they dropped the charges. They knew they dropped the extortion charges, but then Kevin still doubled down and did the Don't Fuck This Up docuseries on Netflix, where he still said that I'm the one who did it.
Oh,
that's defamation, brother.
So you mean to tell me that the thing was dropped? It was done at the time that this documentary happened? My God, today. Anywho, what are you saying, 50 Creole? What's going on? 5 is still doesn't resolve VLenore not acknowledging my super chat. What are you talking about? 50 Creole, let me explain something to you, baby. So just so we're clear, I don't know what you are upset about. I don't always acknowledge all of the super chats in the moment they come through because I don't always see them in the moment that they come through. Okay. There was nothing that I just hadn't gotten around to it, sugar. Okay. I did not see it as of yet. Okay. Now I don't know if you're upset about, I don't understand what you're upset about. We haven't ended this live. We're not even halfway through this video. I appreciate your super chat. I will read it now, but I don't know what all this discussion is, as if I've done something to you. Because what I'm seeing you saying is that it's not cool. Something's not cool. So I'm not sure what's not cool. What's not cool, 50 Creole? Not upset. You never acknowledged sis, period. Okay, I haven't acknowledged it yet. Is that what the problem is? There are two different screens that I'm working from, okay? And super chats show up in another view. Now, I know that you're not familiar, I'm guessing, because you're not a content creator. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but just about everywhere you go, when a super chat comes through, the content creator may not see that depending upon where they are looking in the moment and what screen they have up at that time. Okay? That is why people will periodically stop and then they'll read several super chats. Have you noticed that? They don't always, when it comes through, they're reading it. Sometimes they wait periodically. Okay? Now we're doing a reaction video. I'm stopping and I'm listening and I'm watching this screen while you are on a separate screen. And then super chats are in a different tab. So if you had a problem with that, I'm sorry, but that's just how it works. I'm not always just sitting here waiting to see if 50 Creole has something to say to me, okay? I don't ever try to avoid or discount or purposely miss someone who is being a support to me, and most specifically, someone who is giving and supporting my channel monetarily. Okay. Now, if that is a problem for you, I understand that look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would never purposely do that to you. Okay. Or anyone. In fact, yesterday, when we ended a live, I did not even see at the very end that Misha has sent me a super chat. So you know what I did, 50 Creole? You know what I did? When we went live this morning today, and Misha wasn't even here, I acknowledged it. I apologized for it. Okay? I did. Because you know why? I'm a human, and I don't always see things as they're happening. It is never my intention to do that. Okay? And you know what else I did? I also reached out to her and I said, Misha, I want you to know I sent you a message. Okay? And I wanted her to know that I appreciated her support. I never would purposely overlook something you have to say. I will now read it because I see it's very urgent and I understand how you feel, because I would never want you to feel any sort of way. Okay? So 50 Creole super chat says, his leg cross is sending me. Po guy. Thank you, 50 Creole. I appreciate your super chat. Okay. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings or discount you. Okay. Are we all good? I'm all caught up on everything now. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I mean, you know, not only were you ever extorted, but you know, you saw that all the charges were dropped against me on the extortion charges, but you still put out a damn docuseries where you benefited from. You got paid off of that to put me down. You know what I mean? And right then and there, when that happened, I'm like, I'm suing them. There ain't no way around. I was, you know, I think that was one of the questions. I'm suing them. I was angry about that. I'm like, yo, bro, I wasn't even gonna sue you. You know what I mean? Even though I know you did the fuck shit, I was gonna not sue you. But since he did, but yeah, seriously. So what happened was, he came to us. He came to me and my lawyer. We didn't even go to him. He came to me and my lawyer with a proposal saying that, hey, you know, like it was a good proposal, saying, yeah, man, listen, we gonna get the remaining charges dropped. And I'm looking at my lawyer and I said, we don't need them to drop no damn charges. I said, those charges are about to be dropped anyway on our own merit. And I'll be damned if I sign any contract to prevent me from clearing my name publicly through trial. You understand? Because I was looking for my big debut of being found innocent. You understand? And I wanted it to be just as loud as they did to tear me down.
Facts. And that's exactly how he should feel. Kevin went out of his way to make this man look like he was coming after him, trying to harm him, trying to take advantage of him. None of that makes sense. But even if he thought this good dude did something to him and found out later that he didn't, he should have made this right. And his friends should have got in his ass and they should have forced him to make the shit right. Because I bet Kevin's little ass and his big ass ego would have had a problem if the shoe was on the other foot. I mean, he would have been drowned in that shoe, because, you know, I'm sure he wears little baby shoes. You know what I'm saying? Little booties. But this is ridiculous. Jesus, this is a mess.
So I wasn't trying to sign no contract over some dumbass charges that I knew that was going to get dropped. You're not doing me no favor. I'm doing you a favor at this point, because you don't want me to go out to clear my name. You know, and we know they didn't want me to go out to clear my name because we have all the emails, you know.
Creole, you about to get on my nerves. Now, look, you really about to piss me off. When nobody's trying to check you, I'm trying to tell you how this works. Now, you need to relax, because I'm really trying to be nice. Now, I appreciate your support, but nobody was trying to discount you. Now, this is ridiculous. Let that shit go, because I'm going to let it go. I thought I had let it go. Let's not do this. This is ridiculous, girl. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it. Trust me, I do. I still got it sitting up
here. That shows that they specifically said that we don't want JT to go out bad-mouthing Kevin Hart. Bad-mouthing Kevin Hart. That's exactly what they said. No, I'm just going to go out there and just tell my truth. That's not bad-mouthing anybody. Your guy, you know what I mean? Your guy submitted fabricated evidence now, dog. You know what I mean? So anyway, so they said, so I shut it down. I said, no, I don't. I said, we don't need you for that. You know what I mean? And so they said, well, what can we do? They offered me money. You know what I mean? I turned that down. I said, you don't have enough money to buy my reputation. You don't. I said, I'm talented enough to make my own money. I don't need your money. I said, if you want me to, I'm going to be frank. I know I've been frank all the time. These were my exact words to his lawyer and whoever else was on the phone. I said, if you want me to shut the fuck up and not say anything about clearing my name, I said, then Kevin has to go out and clear my name just as loud as they ruined my life. I ain't gonna lie. I said that because I knew they were going to say no. I just knew that, because I wanted to clear my name. Nobody's going to clear it better than me. You know what I mean? So they said, okay, Kevin agrees to that. And I was like, he going to clear my name? They said, yeah. I said, and he going to clear it the way I want him to clear it. He going to say what I want him to say. They said, yeah. I said, ain't no way in hell Kevin going to do that. They said, yeah, he going to do it. I said, all right. So the whole time before we signed anything, we were negotiating what he was going to say, what he wasn't going to say. And we all came to the point where we came to an agreement on what he was going to say. And the main thing that I want him to get to, I don't care how he was going to get to it, but this is what he put. He's the one who wrote all that other little fluffy shit in the beginning, you know what I mean, to get to where he wanted to go. He's the one who wrote that. I just wanted him to say, hey, I had nothing to do with it and I was not guilty. But the way I was not guilty and had nothing to do with it. That wasn't
nothing to do with it. Sounds like everything is covered at that point.
There you go. He couldn't even do that, man. There you go. So that was the agreement. And that was a huge, we negotiated over that for like six months on what I wanted him to say. So it was a big deal for me. And I'm like, well, hey, all right. I guess I have the biggest dude in Hollywood. He can go out and clear my name. The guy who said that he was extorted is now about to say that I'm clear, and so I can get back out there to work. I'm like, all right, well, that's good for me. Let's do it. But as you saw, he didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Hearing this story again, it's so many questions of like why, on Kevin's end, why put himself through this? Is this part of like the Hollywood game where you have to create a level of controversy to, like, I'm just trying to figure out what his motive might have been around this. However, I want to move us along just a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes down to the video that Kevin dropped, what exactly did he not include? I was like, just verbatim, he didn't mention, because he said something about like, JT was found not guilty, but he never had that line in there. Was that specifically the only thing that needed to be mentioned, or was there more?
The main thing, the crux that needed to be mentioned was JT was not guilty, not found not guilty, because when you say found not guilty, it makes it seem like I've been to court. I was judged by my peers. You see what I'm saying? That's and it comes across as if I got away with something. You know what I mean? So when he said found not guilty, right then and there, I was like, this man, boy, I went off.
I'm mad. I just think that the fact that I had no idea that all this shit was cleared up and made evident before that damn documentary. We started off, I was talking about that damn documentary, how they talked about JT in it. While he went over here and started humiliating Boss. That was really ridiculous. So now to hear that he understood and knew by that time that JT was innocent, and yet and still came out once again, doubled down in a documentary that sat out on Netflix. I don't know if it's still out here. It was there. I remember it left and it came back. So you mean to tell me people can watch it over and over? People were talking about that whole episode with Boss after that. And maybe that's one of the reasons he felt the need to humiliate Boss, because he had already been... He's a jerk. That is really fucked up. That is really jacked up.
You know what I mean? And so then he was supposed to say, again, I had nothing to do with it. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to say, and it was free. It was free. He didn't have to pay nothing for none of that. Normally, people would charge him to get it some NDA agreement. I didn't want your money, brother. I just wanted my name back because I could work and get my own money. He knows that. His people knew that. And my people, we have emails that shows that I don't want your money. But since he played me, you know what I mean, and breached the contract on October 27, 2021, which is the video that you're talking about, where you saw him driving, and then him driving it didn't even look genuine. You know what I mean?
What?
It was just him driving,
setting up the scene, man. He was trying to make it seem casual.
Yeah, like homie, I wasn't having it. I called once they dropped them charges. I called him that same day, cussed him out. We mind you, we haven't talked in probably since the case. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, I let him have it. And he tried to get a couple of curse words in, but I countered those, you know what I mean, fast. So so we would, and then my wife was looking at me. She was like, just telling me, bring it down, calm down.
Okay. 50 Creole, we're going to end this conversation. You don't think you did something wrong? I think you did. Okay. We're going to end this conversation. I don't want to see this conversation in the chat anymore. We cleared this up. I thought I cleared it up about not seeing your super chat. Cease the conversation. I'm trying to be very nice here. I'm really trying to. Okay. Let this shit go, and then I'll let it go. But if you keep going, you ain't gonna like how I respond. So please, let it end. Move forward. Nobody did anything to harm you. Like, you don't think you did anything wrong? Well, guess what? I didn't either. Get over it. I'm going to get over it, and we're going to be done with it. This is ridiculous. Girl.
I was hot, brother. I'll tell you, I was hot. I'm like, that was my chance to get back out there, clear my name, and he fucked it up. So I was mad, man. You know what I mean? All of the negotiations, and you do this, you know? Right. So I called him. We cussed each other out. I said, well, I said, man, listen, well, I'm about to sue your motherfucking ass. These are my words. I'm just being how I said, I'm suing your motherfucking ass. He was like, well, we ain't got to go that far. We don't have to do that. What I'll do is I'll fix it. He said, but I can't go back on and live and do it again, because then it will come off not genuine. And I agree with that. I said, well, whatever you got to do, you need to do it. I said, because the way you did it, that is not what we discussed. And I said, and now the timing of it is bad. I said, so whatever you're going to do, you need to do it. He said, all right, I got you. Give me some time and we'll work things out. Him and I linked up since that time, since 2027, 2021, all the way up until 2023. We probably linked up in person, talked like in his car, and like really chopped it up. It was nice seeing him. He would say it was nice seeing you. The vibe was cool, and he kept giving me these fake promises. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set you up with this. I'm gonna set you up with that. I'm like, all right, man, I'm hearing you talk, but you're not making these moves for me, bro. And he was just like, no, I got you, man. I got these investments going on. I got this going on. So right now I can't really say. I said, man, what does that got to do with me? I said, I don't care about your investments, brother. Right. You know what I mean? Do what you said you was going to do. Point I'm trying to make, John, is I tried to keep this out of the public. Okay. I tried my best to keep this out of the public.
I'll be honest with you. Even let's say, for instance, Kevin did come out here and say, he was innocent, because by this time it's years later. You know what I'm saying? It's years later after the fact. So if he came out here and said, you know what, it's he was not guilty, he didn't do it, I got it wrong, or what have you, I still think Kevin owed him some damn money. I really do. I think Kevin would have owed him some money still, because at the end of the day, everybody's not going to hear the message about, oh, you were innocent. And some of them, no matter what you say, they're still going to treat him as if he wasn't innocent. And this man he's in a deficit now, because Kevin took his whole career away from him. And this is ridiculous. So I think Kevin should have had to pay him regardless. And now he should, if you ask me, I think he owed him more than $12 million, because who's to say what he could have earned 7 years later? He was literally starting to get more roles and better paying roles. But Kevin got in the way of all of that. That's fucked up. That is truly fucked up. Hey, Miss Boogie Down, be acknowledged my shit now. Come on. Jeez. Yo, let this shit go. Let's not talk about it at all, because I don't want to get mad. I'm really trying to be calm, okay? I am. This is silly. It's stupid. Okay? Whew. Thank you, Miss Boogie Down. Jeez. I feel bad for this guy. I really do. And I think he has kids now too. I don't know if he had kids then, but this is really jacked up.
You interview with me.
Yeah.
You guys to kind of like talk about catch back up and kind of move forward.
Oh, this is way after. Yeah. Yeah, this is way after, because I met with you in 2020. This is in 2021. Like literally almost a year later. We met up in November. We met up a couple of times in November. We met up in January. We met, and like I said, I got all the records. I got all the text messages. I got all of that.
Open to kind of like rekindle a friendship out of that. Like, how were you moving at that point?
Wait, you talking about during that time or now?
Yeah, when you caught up with Kevin, was it like, all about like getting your name back restored, or more like, damn, maybe we can put this past us, maybe we can be kind of cool again?
Yeah, like we would never be cool like we were.
Right.
I mean, that's a fact, you know. But there was still enough love between us because we've been through a lot, you know, in Hollywood.
No, I got news for you. He didn't love you like you loved him. Let's just be very clear about that, because, and look, I was in a similar situation. Somebody who I loved betrayed me, threw me under the fucking bus. But yet still I was JT. I still knew we would never be the friends we were before, but I loved this person enough to be like, I can't just, you know, if they had just genuinely apologized and said, you know, I was scared, or, you know, I felt uncomfortable with this or that. Then if that was the case, I would have been able to at least say, okay, cool, and then move past it. And we would never have been as cool. But the thing is, some people, this is what I have to recognize. Somebody who would be that dirty to do you so dirty, no matter how much you love them, and no matter how much you thought y'all were so close. And this person, I consider them to be my sister. And I'll tell that story one day, but it probably won't be on this platform here. It will probably be like in members only one day. Even though y'all had that closeness, the truth is, if they really felt the way they said they felt about you, if they really valued your friendship, your relationship on any level, they would never have put you in that position. They would never have thrown you under the bus. They would never have tried to destroy your life. And I think that is, I really see myself in JT. So I get it. And it's unfortunate. I really feel bad about that. And I feel like JT has my kind of heart, in that, like he said, you never would be as cool as you once were, but JT was willing to at least say, okay. And I bet maybe there was a part of JT at this point, or at that point, that they came to that agreement or what have you. Maybe at that point he wanted to believe that Kevin did believe the lie, you know, maybe. But as time went on, he started to see Kevin for who he really was. That's what I think. And I think that's sad. And you know what? I think I just saw, what did Legacy Moon say? You do me wrong. And I think most people, you said, once you do me wrong, I'm done. And you know what? And I get it. And I wish I was more like that. I get my feelings hurt. I'm a real softie. I get in my feelings. And when I get in my feelings, it comes out a certain way. And, you know, I just know, I mean, I get it. That's probably the smarter way to be about it in some ways. You know, you probably save your own self more heartache by saying, okay, they showed me who they are. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
Were together, you know what I mean, before Kevin was even Kevin. So there was still that part of like, you know, we can maybe do some lunch or something. You know what I mean? We were working probably towards that or whatnot, you know, but my main goal was to have him clear my name. And that was first and foremost. And then he's the one that offered that, hey, I'm gonna get you in this movie. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna get you these animations over here. And I'm like, oh, I said, well, listen, homie. I said, I appreciate that, but just know I said, I'll take it, but I want my name clear, brother. You know what I mean? I said, I'm not saying that I want you to go out there and say, hey, JT. I said, I know your reputation to you is golden, but my reputation to me is golden as well. Hello. I said, but we could work together. And I said, I said, we could do it a certain way where people can be like, oh shit, I guess they cool now. You know what I mean? I offered this to him. I gave him all.
What you say, Lady Bella? Was this a YouTube friend or a real life? This was a real life friend that I considered my sister for 20 plus years. Actually, 25 years. Sure did. Really. Like there are people in our real life that really thought this girl was my sister. That's how close we were. And I learned a very hard way. It broke my heart when I saw what she was doing. And multiple people told me, and I still didn't want to buy it because this was my sister, you know? So, yeah. Yep. This was a real life friend. And then once I really got to the point where I was like, okay, it is what it is. Move on. She will have to deal with whatever she did, you know? She died a year ago last month. And when she died, I went through a whole nother range of emotions. When I tell you first, I was so sad. And then I was like, wait a minute, this bitch, like when I started to remember, like I had to snap myself out of it. Like, wait, what? Wait a minute, hold on. And that's just a whole nother story. But yeah, it's hurtful. And so I'm just saying I get it because I get what he's dealing with. I get it. And God forbid Kevin passes away and he never does make the shit right. You know what I'm saying? All that he has done to try to shit on this man's reputation just so that he could gain on whatever level for whatever reason. It's really sad. So I get what he went through or going through. I get it.
All these proposals he was down for. Yeah, I got you. We could do it. But he just kept stringing me along.
I think that's where it just draws my curiosity. And of course, maybe one day I can speak to Kevin directly about how he went through this process. Because it doesn't make sense on like why he would put himself through this and then not just be like, you know what, I messed up, I made a mistake. I overshot the situation. I was paranoid. From my vantage point, it just seems like if he's fabricating emails, is he just doing this to draw up some type of like conversation for himself? Because I know that's part of the game too in Hollywood. Well, right. Publicity and everything.
Well, my answer to that is that it has nothing to do with him drawing attention to him for anything. At that point, his team and Kevin pushed a narrative of extortion. They had to keep that. They had to keep that. You know what I mean?
But I guess I think that's where I'm just in my mind. It's like, and this is maybe me being naive and not and totally insider in the business. Can we not make mistakes? Is it okay to be like, you know what, we all fucked up, and let's keep it pushing. Let's make right with JT and then move on. I think the audience is somewhat forgiving. It makes, that's why it leads me to be like, it can't be just like you made a mistake or you don't want to be seen like you can't be trusted. We all have those faults. Right. Like if Kevin would have said, you know what, I got to go back on my word. It was an extortion case. I was paranoid and I just felt that, you know, people around me I couldn't trust. And I think the audience would have just bit that.
They would have loved it.
Well, yeah, they might have loved this. Some might have still felt a way about it. But you know what? At this rate, honestly, he should have apologized and he still should have gave this man some money. Period. Because he knows what damage he did. That was the point of it. His intention was to ruin this man. His intention was to discard him for his own benefit. And that's what's fucked up about it. So saying I'm sorry alone wouldn't have been enough for me. Not at that point. Not when my whole life and career has been taken away from me. Just after my wife has been devastated and traumatized. That shit is fucked up. That is wrong. And Kevin is in a position where he could have come out here and done that, gave this man some money, and the people would have looked past it and kept it pushing, and they would have said, you know what, dude, you are good, you solid. You know what? That's big of you. You made a mistake, you made it right. You know what? We like that about you. And that's all. Whatever Kevin thought he would gain by sacrificing this man, guess how much more he would have gained by admitting that he had done something wrong and try to make it right. Nobody would need to know he gave this man some money, but he knows he owed him some. I mean, it's just fucked up. And he should have been helpful in getting him more jobs. Even if it meant he hired him. Every time Kevin had a movie, he should have had him playing something. His brother, his cousin, the neighbor, the crackhead down the street. He could have done anything. He could have done many things to make this right. And people would have respected him and loved him for it. And now, those of us that know the story, because I do feel that Kevin is going to still try to shut this down as much as he can because he doesn't want this out. I just, They
would have loved that. But the issue with that, Jay, is that I think around that time he was just accused of cheating. Like, I think in Miami.
Thank you, Danielle.
I think, I think it was around June or something. Remember it was something going around where he was in a car with some lady, some female. And then 3 months later, he's caught where they brought me into it. He's caught again cheating. So you also have to look at it like this. Kevin at that time was huge, which he still is huge, a huge celebrity. Yeah. When you sign contracts, he's doing all these he a lot of movies, a lot of sponsors, a lot
of family stuff too, some family content.
Right.
He had a family game that.
Right. I think he ended up losing that one though, because of that. I think the people that he did the game with was trying to sue him because they're saying when that came out with him cheating on his wife, they said that ruined all the family. Look. Yep. So what happens is, to answer your question, you say you don't understand. You kind of like, you try to put it together. All I can say is this: when you got somebody on the level of like Kevin Hart, there's a lot of contracts that he has to sign. Okay, there's morality clauses in these contracts, and if these people give you money up front to do what you're supposed to do, and then you go out and mess their brand up, they're gonna want that money back. You understand? So yeah. So what I'm saying.
Good point. Let's say right now somebody accuses Kevin Hart of some shit that he didn't do. And let's say all those contracts go away. You see all these people coming after Diddy? What if some shit like that happened to Kevin? And then he is found to be innocent. It's hard as hell to come back from some shit like that. So Kevin knows what he was doing. I think this is the point. This isn't anymore about Kevin thought this and thought that, but people could have been left with that impression had he just come out here and said, I was wrong. He didn't do anything. I need to help this brother out, blah, blah, blah. Nobody would need to know what really was happening on the back end. But if he had come out, done that on the front end, and then saw how Kevin welcomed him into the circle on some level, of course, not like besties, but give him a job, help him out here and there. I think that would have gone so much farther. It would have just gone so much farther. But let somebody fuck up his money and his reputation, and he got to take care of 4 kids and a wife and a staff of people, friends that are on his payroll. Like all of that shit. It's crazy. Cuckoo.
Thing is that I'm not saying that, that's what it was, but that's the only thing that makes sense. So
that makes sense to you. What was going down.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't go from like they blew the extortion up. I mean, it was everywhere. You know what I mean? So if he goes and I wasn't extorted, his credibility goes.
Yeah, well, he lied.
And he probably would have to pay some people.
But here's the point. That's why you don't go out here lying on motherfuckers. If you don't want to have to pay the price when they find out you ain't worth a damn, then don't do some shit where they can say you ain't worth a damn. I mean, this man paid the price and he did nothing wrong. But we worried about Kevin paying the price about saying I was wrong. Like, give me a fucking break.
That he told that he signed the contracts with, I was extorted, and so this and this, I'm dealing with it. So it probably would have backfired financially heavily for him.
Domino effect.
There you go. So that again, that's an alleged, but that's what my thoughts were.
I'm not mad at that theory. Like I said, maybe one day I can talk directly
Yeah, I would like to know. Yeah, I want to know too.
Yeah, what was going on? Now to move us along, you kind of already mentioned a lot of things that you lost in this ordeal. Can you kind of riff off your head, like just thinking about your career? Because when you were arrested, and when you had that raid happen, you were filming a movie then, right?
Yes.
Like the same time?
Yes, I was filming a movie called Get Lucky. And didn't look like I got lucky. You know what I mean?
Right. And so when you deal with that, your career at this point, have you feel that it has been snatched from you, or at least it was snatched, or like how do you process the things that you lost, including your career?
Devastating. Everything. Like I lost pretty much everything: my career, my reputation, my peace of mind. My part of my wife. Not like she don't love me or nothing like that, but she's scarred by this. There's a lot that I lost, but financially, I mean, I was a working actor, a for real working actor. Now, people may not know who I was, but during the times that I was working, that bank account knew who I was at that time.
When this is what I've noticed too. So for instance, and he'll be back soon. My friend Charles Malik Whitfield, he just had a new show. I started watching it last night. I'm mad that anyway. Malik is the type of actor, you've seen him in many, many things. Most people know him as Otis in The Temptations. All right. But he has been in many movies. He has been on many shows. But most people did not know him by name. So one thing I know about Malik, he was always working. He always was on somebody. And that's what you call a character actor. Character actors tend to be steady actors. If you think about it, some of the biggest actors in the business, that doesn't mean they're going to have a movie every year. Sometimes they don't know when the next movie is going to come. The bigger the name, the more they expect, right? So they do get the bigger checks. They do get a lot more fame and whatnot. But you'd be surprised. Sometimes those jobs don't come consistently for those big actors, which is a good reason why they make so much money, because they never know when the next one's going to come. But character actors, they working all the time. They work pretty consistently. All right. Some of them eventually become big actors, but same with Darren Henson. Darren Henson, you've seen him on, most people know him as an actor, that is, they know him from Soul Food, right? But Darren's on 2 shows right now. Okay. So he's doing a lot, but a lot of people don't know him by name. They know Darren's dance grooves. Many don't realize he's a choreographer and he's been a dancer. He was all of that long before he was really acting. But Darren stays working. And so I say all that to say, just because we don't know JT by name doesn't mean JT don't be working his ass off. But what's for sure is that all that shit can cease when a big name like a Kevin Hart comes out here and puts a stop to it. And that's what's so bad about it.
You understand? So when you go from, let's just say, I'll just give you the numbers. From 2003, when I moved out to LA, to 2018, when I was falsely arrested for the extortion crime, I booked 133 jobs.
You hear that? That man be working. But I bet you, let me think of somebody who's big right now. I bet Channing Tatum has not been in 133 damn movies. When Native and I were talking the other day, we were doing our readings and stuff, and we were talking about how, some people, like, we were talking about Samuel Jackson. Sam Jackson, long before he was Sam Jackson that everybody knew him to be today, Sam Jackson was taking every damn job. He said he never turned down a part. If you offered him a part and he was only going to cross the street, he was going to take that part. He continued to do that until eventually he became Samuel Jackson. So again, you never know what's going to take you. And I will say, who I just saw somebody saying, character actors or something, Nestos, what does that say? Nestos Bond. Character actors are often wealthy. I ain't pocket watching, but I know Malik is a multimillionaire, and I know Darren Henson is too. But people don't know him by name. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you'd be surprised. Darren was a millionaire though before he started acting because of all of his dance stuff that he was doing, and that Darren's Dance Grooves tape that did it for him. That made his first million. Child, yeah.
133 jobs. If you do that, if you do an average of that, that's 8 jobs per year. Okay? That is fantastic out here. People don't do that. You understand?
That's right.
So when you cut to me being arrested and then you go from 2018 to present and I ain't booked shit,
right?
You know what it is. It's because it is because I was falsely accused of a crime that never took place. So it took a lot for me, you know. But we have all the evidence to show all of that as well.
So Jay, like, you laid up a lot of things, and I definitely feel for you from a level of like, it seemed like it came out the blue. It didn't feel like it was warranted. And my interaction with you have always been genuine. That's the way that I read you, as like just a genuine guy. You know, you kind of wear your heart on your sleeve, and you're not necessarily like with the ulterior motives. I don't get that from you. And so when I see this happen, it's like, damn, okay. This is happening to like someone that doesn't deserve it to happen. Absolutely. Was there any moments where you got to a point where you were like thinking about like revenge or how you would like kind of get back in that situation? Not necessarily just at Kevin, but just
whoop his ass. That's what I say. Woo! Somebody needs to catch Kevin's little ass, knock him the fuck out. Okay, that's what I think. And I still don't think that would be enough. I mean, and sometimes an ass whooping is in somebody's pockets. Either way it goes, he needs his ass whooped. Period.
From the situation, without incriminating yourself.
Oh no, I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. When you say revenge, yes, but the revenge that I'm talking about was clearing my name. All right. But if in regards to hurting somebody, not saying that's what you're asking, because I know that's not what you're asking, but you just want to know what was happening around that time mentally with me.
You plan on getting back? Like, what was?
My plan was to clear the entire plan was like, all right, I'm about to show these, people,
motherfuckers.
I know I've been cursing the whole time, but I'm trying to slow down. But I'm about to show them that I had nothing to do with this, And so that was my revenge. My revenge was, I'm gonna hit the ground running and I'm gonna turn those tables right back around to them. That was my goal the whole time. And it's still my goal because I know I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything, and I know the evidence that we have is irrefutable. Mm-hmm. Kevin or his team even now cannot even dispute. They have not even brought up a counter argument to the fabricated email. They haven't even brought up another counter argument to the clauses that were in the agreement that Kevin was supposed to clear my name. They have no argument. So of course they're trying to keep this behind closed doors because they don't have an argument for it. And so, that's what drives me. That's my revenge. My revenge is I'm gonna show y'all I ain't had nothing to do with it. And I'm not letting it go, until something happens where we sit down, we could talk and where it is all good for me, where I'm like, all right, my wife is satisfied with that or whatever. But at the same time, I'm willing to go all the way to court, to trial. We are the ones with the leverage, not you. Oh, well, I'm thinking I'm talking to him, but not Kevin. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah.
Kevin they're not in control of this. They never was, and we can prove that. We have it, you know, and that's why I'm not mad at, you know, the ruling thing I was saying that I heard about today from my lovely publicist, Holly Baird. You know, like, we have so much against Kevin and all of this stuff, and even the DA's office, the individuals named in the DA's office. Okay, we have so much against them. And by the way, I know I'm everywhere, but just by the way, one of the lead investigator, you know, that's what people need to understand. The lead investigator that was tied to this case where Kevin lied and said that he was extorted. Okay, she is now under scrutiny in a case that I mentioned earlier that I filed called a Section 1983 complaint, where now she's she's being sued, and I'm allowed to move forward with the case due to her fabricating evidence. Okay, that's bad, brother.
Yeah,
you understand? Like, it ain't.
And let's be clear. I'm glad he is prosecuting the prosecutor, because the fact that she said we assumed. I ain't never heard no prosecutor say no shit like that. That's why it would lead me to believe she had something to gain by being on Kevin's side like that. Because I have never heard a prosecutor feeling that it was okay not to have any damn proof and to go based upon assumptions. And suing one who would make that type of move is the only way to ensure that this doesn't happen again to somebody else. So I think he's doing the right thing by prosecuting her. I would prosecute the damn office as in totality, and Kevin's ass. It's
like these aren't allegations anymore. These are things that that judges are. Yeah, we're moving forward for fabrication of evidence. They just don't let cases move forward like that.
Right.
You know, unless you have something, you know, you have to have some sort of merit with what you're talking about. So we have DA, her name is Robin Letourneau, DA investigator Robin Letourneau, who fabricated her own evidence. She fabricated it came back as forged search warrants came back forged, and she lied about an email saying that Kevin received. She lied about it. That's how they came into my house. They tried to lie, saying an IP address. This is the thing. Hold on. I forgot to clear something up. They said an IP address led them to my home. All right. And they said that the IP address was linked to this extortion email threatening Kevin Hart. Okay.
First of all, IP address won't tell you directly where a house is. So that doesn't make any sense. You would think that they would know that. Since when that happened? Led to your house. I know you lying.
So we're looking at so I'm listening and they said, yeah, so you know, we're gonna you know that's just what what happened, you sent this and sent that. And my lawyer at the time said, well, if y'all had an IP address, you already at JT's house, you already knew JT was in Vegas with Kevin, then why didn't you arrest him that day? You understand? You don't let nobody go. If you have evidence, you're gonna arrest that person. You get where I'm coming from? I wasn't arrested. They didn't even arrest me. They took my computers. And that was on my anniversary, January 23rd, 2018. They took all my computers, but then it took them April 30th, 2024 to arrest me. And they didn't arrest me for anything that happened back in January. They arrested me because of the email that Kevin Hart fabricated. That's why they arrested me. Nobody knows this.
Yeah, I don't know how you could let that go. I don't know how at that point you could say, no, it's all good. No, we couldn't be cool about that shit. No, now that's different. We couldn't be cool no more. We couldn't be cool. Ain't no cool. Nope.
Because they never put it out in the media.
We ain't cool.
And we got evidence of that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I appreciate that insight. When was the last time you saw that video that Kevin did when he was supposed to clear your name?
Oh man, I saw it back. Recently I had to watch it, because of these we're up, we filing these new claims, and so recently I watched it probably 2 months ago, something like that. Recently.
Okay. I'm gonna just replay this for the audience just to kind of get freshened up on it.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue the conversation.
Absolutely.
One of those things that I had to adjust from
Oh, good.
was a situation that involved a friend, Jonathan J.T. Jackson.
Wow.
He was charged in the case. And J.T. Jackson has recently been found not guilty, and those charges have been dropped against him. And I can finally speak on what I once couldn't do it because of the legal process. You know, they kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only can I finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew it.
Really?
I want to get back to life as I once knew it and put that behind me.
Oh, it's about
and
you.
Move on.
Oh.
This message is about moving on.
Oh.
It's over.
Oh, it's over?
It's over, and I'm happy that it's over.
Really?
Live, love, and laugh.
That's I'm
that
sorry?
simple. No.
Oh, fuck you, bitch.
Jay, after I hear that, he kept saying it's over, move on, move on. And we're here now, and it doesn't seem like it's over.
Oh, it ain't over, brother.
Oh, no.
It ain't over until I say it's over. I'm not like until I'm satisfied.
Ooh,
it's not gonna be over. And as you heard it, as I heard it again, he completely made it about himself.
He sure did.
Completely made it about himself. But that's Kevin. That's it.
Wow.
You know, he's going.
No, go ahead. I was listening.
Yeah, I mean,
little bitch
it's disappointing. Disappointing to see that how he turned a 7-month negotiation in an agreement that him and I, well, we didn't sit down, but we all talked, lawyers talked, we worked it out. Everybody was happy. I was happy, thinking that my name was going to be properly cleared, and for him to do that shit there. You understand? So, and made it about himself. Whatever was some selfish shit for you. But that was some selfish shit, Kevin.
I never saw that.
I know they're gonna be watching. They're gonna be watching what this interview, hoping that I say something so they can try to sue me. Good luck with that.
Ooh.
Because we have all the evidence to prove that you fabricate that email, brother.
Oprah interviews you.
Yes, you do.
So Jay, just speaking again about the fabrication.
Yeah.
And as we kind of close this interview out, what do you think should happen with Kevin in regards of this situation? When everything is laid out and he framed you, he fabricated, if everything is revealed in that fashion, what do you think should happen? And it seems like it is, according to the evidence that you have, but like, what do you think should happen to Kevin in this space?
I think he should be held accountable. I think he should be held accountable for lying, bro. For like we just found out October 8th that what you're looking at, the fabricated email by Mike Vandermeer, that it was actually fabricated. We just found that out. So all of these years, and even when I was sitting down talking to him, when he was telling me he was gonna help clear my name, and I was in his car and we were laughing and doing like this whole time, you were looking at me, brother, and you had submitted a fabricated evidence to the DA to get me locked up and prosecuted. That's what you like. That
I'm sorry,
brother. We were friends. Like that was my dog. No, that was my pots and pans, man. Like we didn't go.
Oh my God, I think I got PTSD. Maybe I'm so mad because child, this is running. It's making my blood boil. I'm telling you, I understand this shit so well. Whew, my God. That is not cool. That is not cool. And now this man is left to fight to get his life back, while Kevin gets to just keep it pushing like nothing ever happened. He made it about him, even though he went against this man who he called his friend. Ooh, child.
Nowhere without each other. But like we've been just tight.
Oh, I don't want to hear this. I can't. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And his boys know it. His friends know it.
Jesus.
Everybody knows that how close me and Kevin was. But to throw me under the bus like that, that's some dirty shit, brother.
And that makes me go into the dynamic of the friendship. Before you guys got to this point, that relationship, I guess, was solid. But do you reflect on it differently now? Of like, damn, did he really rock with you like that? Like, was it a real friendship?
Right.
And
Gotta
or
ask.
do you more so see that Hollywood is to blame, that may have tainted him? The chase of money and fame has kind of tainted him in that sense. How do you process that when you look back at like, damn, I thought this was my guy?
Well,
Let me say this, JT. We saw how he treated you long before this shit happened. I did. Let me see while he's talking. Let me see if I can at least give you one example. I got to find one, because when I tell you, every time you would see this man with Kevin was always doing some shit to humiliate him. And I always felt like, damn, why you keep letting this man just. Anyway, let me see if I can find something.
I might have to kind of quote what my wife said.
What'd she say?
All right.
What'd she say?
Character is character, brother.
Oh, child.
All right. Money and all that stuff just enhances on who you are.
That's right.
Or who you've always been. Right. You know what I mean? So
it magnifies.
I say that the way Kevin moves is just his character. And it's either you're gonna deal with it or you're not. What was the other question you asked recently? Because it was a question that.
How did you process it? Do you think Hollywood was to blame?
Oh yeah. No. I definitely don't think Hollywood was to blame. Again, that's his character. He's been put in a position, and you're gonna see his character, just through Hollywood. Now, oh yeah, that's the question you asked. You asked if I ever felt that Kevin was genuine or something like that with me, or yeah. I want to believe so. I want to believe he was. I mean, there's times where I know that he was genuine, and this isn't a thing where I'm bashing him. I'm not trying to bash him. I'm just trying to tell you that what he did for whatever reasons, where he just threw me under the bus and just canceled our friendship like that. I mean, that my wife always said that Kevin was jealous of me.
Ooh,
she's always.
Ooh, is your wife my mama? Is my mama your wife? Nigga, did you marry my mama? Oh, child, I know you lying. Is your mama my? Hey, Trey, little son. Kevin has a Napoleon complex. Yes, JT, sue his ass and whoop it. Okay, that's what I say. Whoop it and sue it. Okay, thank you, Trey, little son.
Always said that. Ooh. And her and I got into arguments over that, and I feel bad, and I apologize to her because she said,
"What did you think? What do you think she was trying to say? Is because like you're a taller guy or something like that?"
No, it was just
not because he's tall. Really, common guy. Really. I mean, sure, that means he's envious of everybody walking. Though he probably was envious of, who knows? I'm telling you, Kevin is that type of dude who doesn't want to be around people. Now, he doesn't mind being around the Diddy. He don't mind associating with people who already had the money and the fame, because to be around them says something about who he is. But his actual dudes, his people he rock with, he's got to be the big star. He got to be the big dog. And maybe he didn't like JT coming up on his own. JT probably was working more often than Kevin. As far as movies and roles are concerned, Kevin's going to make more money. Yes. Kevin's going to go on tour and make money. Yes. But I never really saw JT get gigs through Kevin. Not that I can think of, but I do think that a nigga like that don't ever want to see the people around him get but so far, or see people admire you or think you're kind or have good things to say about you, because somehow, some way they make it about them as it's either an insult to them, or it just makes them feel even more inferior, insecure about who they are. My God, today. Mm-mm. I think he married my mama. That's what I think had happened. Okay. I think my mama is his wife and his wife is my mama. That's all I got to say.
She felt that she did feel I was a little more, definitely handsome. If that's what you're talking. She definitely felt I was handsome. But at the same time, she felt things that I didn't see when we were hanging out. She saw how people gravitate towards me when we go out, making people laugh. And Kevin always brought me around big producers, around people that making change your life.
Liking you.
And I was making those people laugh. I was just being me. You understand? And my wife was watching that. And she said she was looking at Kevin at times and she was like, Kevin didn't like that at all. This is just her opinion. And she said, and I was like, no, I said, no, Kevin's solid. He's always doing this thing. He ain't worried about me. She said, listen, I know that's your guy, but I'm telling you what I saw. Ooh, and then it kind of resonated at his wedding. Me and my wife was invited to his wedding when he married Nico. Mm-hmm. And we were at the dinner before his wedding. And he was drinking, but Kevin knew how to handle his drinks, So Nico said, Kev, you were looking for somebody to be to speak at your wedding. Let JT do it. I don't think she finished the tea and to do it. He was like, JT ain't speaking at my motherfucking wedding. That's exactly what he said. Literally, JT ain't speaking at my motherfucking wedding.
I told you.
And my wife.
Wait a minute. Before he said that, didn't I tell you this man was always humiliating him?
Looked at me with that look like, I told you, this motherfucker don't like you, but she didn't say that because she don't talk like that. I'm just saying how I felt that she was trying to say it. So
my mother would have said it. My mother would have said it.
Right. And he said it loud as it loud as hell. Everybody, I'm talking about people that turned around. They was like, damn. They're like, damn, what's going on back there? Like they literally turned around. I was like, nigga, you want to keep that down? You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, man, I just say he ain't speaking about wedding.
So overall, when I reflect on this, it just does seem unfortunate. I've always kind of expressed that to you, on camera and off camera, right? Just like even having to deal with that. Is there a warning to close us out that you can give people that want to play ball in the industry, that want to even be friend high? So, just whatever you learn, what's your warning to people coming into the game?
My warning to people would be, you really ain't got no friends. I mean,
that's not true.
I noticed that I was surrounded by a lot of opportunists. And being out here in this game, a lot of people had when I was falsely arrested for that crime of extortion against Kevin, I lost a lot of friends where I'm talking about where I'm like, yo, I lent them money. I invited them over to my home. I would say, don't, for people that's going to move out here, have tunnel vision of what you want. Just you don't need, you want to network and things like that, but you don't have to make people like, your friend, because I have a friend, like, you will be let down in some way. And I was definitely let down in a major way. And it changed me. I'm harder now. I don't really want to hang out with too many people anymore, because I'm a cool dude, man. I'm laid back. My character speaks for itself. You can go behind my back and do a character check, and it's all
okay. Do me a favor. Can somebody block 50 Creole? 50 Creole, just go ahead and ask for your super chat back. I'm not doing this bullshit with you. This is petty, it's stupid, it's ignorant. You are a grown-ass woman. I'm not doing this. I told you to keep that shit down. I did not want to go here with you. Block her. Thank you. Good night. I'm sick of this stupid shit. Sound like a A
I'll come back
child.
A1, solid. You
I
know,
got time for that for a grown ass woman.
But I just wouldn't
Thank you for
come
your
out
$5,
here
but you can take it back.
thinking that
Okay,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
get in touch
I
with these
appreciate
celebrities. They're gonna put me
everything
on. They're gonna do
over
this.
here.
No, that
But I'm not doing this shit with you in my motherfucking chat. You can go. Peace. Adios. Arrivederci. Sayonara. Avida Zane. The fuck?
comes with a price, as we all know. That comes with a price. And it's either you accept it and go along with it, or you don't take control of who you are, believe in who you are, know your worth, and just go for it. If you know you're talented, you don't need nobody. Do it. And especially we're in the age right now, John, where day and age right now, John, where you can do your own thing. You got YouTube, you got so many platforms out there, you know, so you don't really need anybody if you're talented, you know. But I guess one more thing I will say, that if you're in a position like me, where you are up against monsters, not monsters like ghouls and goblins. I'm talking about monsters like people with money. You know what I mean? I'm up against Kevin Hart. I'm up against the DA's office. You know, I would say go for it. Don't let status stop your innocence. If you know you ain't did nothing, and you want to go after them, go after them. You know, I am. You know, and I'm not stopping, and I'm resilient in that way. So don't ever give up. That'd be my message to people that are in any type of position where they feel like they just don't have the money to go after them, and they're gonna, like, don't think that way. Go after them, you know. And I also, before we go, I also want to thank, you know, my wife for sticking with me. Like, people just knew she was gonna leave me, you know, but she knows who she married, you know.
Right.
She knows my character, you know. So, you know, people are like, she's still with him, and she was like, I don't know why people even think, like, they don't know you, JT. And I said, I know they don't. And for her to stick by my side, how, like, not knowing the outcome, like, she was with me when it happened, when I was locked up. I'm an actor. She's an actress, and like, this is her livelihood, and
Right.
my whole reputation's done at that time, you know. So she didn't know the outcome. She could have, like, I told her, I said, hey, listen, you might want to leave me. And she said, who? I said, you. I said, it's over. You know what I mean? And she was like, I'm not. She said, I didn't marry you to be no to be an actress, and she said something, but she was just like, she said, I'm with you. I married you. I know you. She said, she was like, fuck everybody else. She said, we're talented. We have brains. We can do other things. You know, we can create things. This is the type of wife that I have and still have, you know. So she's a great supporter. So I want to thank her. I definitely want to thank God. I want to thank my lawyers, and I definitely want to thank my publicist back there, Holly Baird, for stepping up, because she is an amazing publicist. Every
time he says Holly Baird, I always think he's about to say Halle Berry. Anyway,
I'm just telling you the truth. She knows her stuff, man, and I want to say thank you to her for helping me out with this situation. And we that's pretty much it, John.
Man, it's always awesome to even just speak with you,
all right,
to catch up with
end
you.
that there. All right. So, anywho, let me acknowledge these super chats, huh? This is time to do that. Misha, Kevin kept him around to monitor his career, then wrecked it. Child. Sounds like it. Thank you, Misha, for your super chat. Appreciate you. Trello Sum said, V, so JT is your son and your brother, evidently. Evidently seemed like it. Okay. Sure do seem like it. Sure does. Oh my God. I told you the devil was been messing with me. Evidently the devil was in the motherfucking chat. Okay. And I told the devil he's underneath my feet. Now I was trying to be cool, but you let the devil use you, then I got to treat you just like I treat the motherfucking devils. Don't be a child. You sound stupid. Now, I was still going to acknowledge them. I acknowledge them when I fucking want to. I don't see you doing that in anybody else's chat. She didn't say, did she say anything yet? Why didn't she say anything? Oh, we good. I love these content. Oh, let's see if she acknowledges you. Are you 12? Or are you 13? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a grown-ass woman, and you're not going to come over here acting like a fucking child in my chat. Especially when I'm not in the fucking mood. So I don't appreciate that bullshit. You're acting like a kid. Now, you want to come back? Change your name, get you a troll account, come over here and act like you got some fucking sense. Otherwise, bye. It's just ridiculous. Anywho, thank you to everybody. I'm going to bed, all right? Kevin is trash, all right? He is trash. And this interview just really got under my fucking skin. Okay. I had PTSD and it was coming out. All right. Anywho, thank you everybody for being here, for supporting, and for acting like adults. Okay. Thank you all. I love you to pieces. Okay. And I don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna be traveling. So yeah. I don't know if I'm going live. All right. But if I don't go live tomorrow early, then I will see y'all on Tuesday. Okay. Everybody have a wonderful night. Know that I love you to pieces and ain't nothing you can do about it. Smooches.
Love,